Oh, welcome back. It's Good Friends, Good Games. It is the new year, boys. Brand new year. We're now in 2023.
I haven't seen you since last year.
That's true.
I know.
Last year, dude. It's been so long. It's been so long since last year.
It's been so long.
Did you get
Feels
that
like
weird vibe of like you don't know what to do because it's the new year and like you've been on a break and you're like, I don't know what to do? Do you guys get like that with work? Like where you're just like,
I mean, I worked
No.
during the holidays, so no.
yeah. I just like,
I found inspiration, honestly. So I've been very busy since the new year.
really?
Yep.
Nice, dude. I'm handy. Did you're still doing the full-time stream thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for now, that's definitely not like my long-term plans because, let's be honest, it's kind of difficult to try and do content creation full time and expect it to kind of keep you afloat.
It's
But-
hard to do content creation full time and keep you afloat if you're not ninja. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I'm looking for something part time anyway because like whether or not like how successful you are, like if you're just doing the exact same thing, well, not saying that like it's like I'm getting like bored of it. It's just like sometimes it's just good to just have something else on the side so that you can mix up your
Day-to-day
your
routines.
day. Mhm.
No, for sure. So if you're in the audio world right now, it's myself, Eric, and we've got Dill and we've got Zenith. Hannah is celebrating her baby shower today. Hannah is 3 months away from delivery date, give or take.
Woo.
She's like mid-March.
Ooh, we shower you with babies.
Hell yeah, babies. And I believe Leshki is also, taking some time. She's due in May.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a boys club for a little while until until we fill those spots in for
The
a bit.
void.
It's gonna be a boys club, COD with the boys, right?
Don't worry. If Arnold Schwarzenegger can have a baby, we can too.
Mm.
Was that the twins movie? Was that twins?
That's the
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no, it wasn't.
I think.
No, it wasn't twins. It was. I'm trying to remember it. Twins was a Danny DeVito one.
Right.
Well, Danny DeVito is still in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But was
God, what's
oh,
his
maybe it
name?
was Morgan in the chat just said Junior. I don't
Junior.
remember-
That's it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
remember
one.
twins though, with like Danny DeVito, and no one like anytime you see a clip with twins on TikTok, people are like, "Is that the dude from like Always Sunny?" It's like, yes, that's the guy
Yes,
from
it
Always
is. That
Sunny,
is the same guy.
who was also the Penguin in one of the Batman
Yep.
movies.
I
Mhm.
think that was the second one. from
And the
Tim
dad
Burton
in
ones.
Matilda.
And the dad in
He
Matilda.
was
that's
the
true.
dad in Matilda.
He was the dad in Matilda.
Mhm.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's all I've seen him in is Philadelphia for the past 20 years or something like that, 15
I've
seasons.
never
Yeah.
seen that show.
Me
Always Sunny in
either.
Philadelphia. No.
Yeah, me neither. He seems to have gone like pretty I don't know, just I think like he's just like not committing himself to too many projects, but like back in like the 90s where
He was in
Yeah,
like a
he
ton of
did
movies.
lot.
he was in like everything.
It's just I don't know how you guys feel, but it's one of those things where like if the TV show has way too many seasons, I'm just not going to bother trying to get into it.
It's like One Piece. I can't be bothered.
That's like that thing's like what 1,500
Over
episodes.
not quite 1,500, but over 1,000 episodes at this
Oh
point.
my
And
God.
It's been running since I think 2001, maybe earlier.
Hey guys, we've got promotion of our channel here.
Promotion.
Bye Elite Rail Tracer DGDJ.
DG,
I will buy all the bots.
Give me all the bots. But so yeah, like that show's got what 15 seasons at like 20. Like your standard cable I think is like 12 episodes a season or something like that. And if it's like broadcast TV, like your major networks like ABC or whatever, it's 21 episodes a season.
Mhm.
That's too much time to like for me to focus. I don't know about you, but that's too much time for me to
19
focus.
Oh my God, One Piece has been going since 1999.
God damn. I graduated in 2001. So like that
I'm
that is
I'm I was 5 years old in 2001.
What the really?
I think I graduated maybe like 2 years after you, Eric.
Okay, yeah. See, so we're in the same. You and I are in the same boat. We're in that 9/11 generation. Like Great Recession. 2000.
I was a child. I was a child when you both graduated.
That's nuts, dude. You were
Yeah.
5 years old and I graduated.
Yep. And like I graduated high school in 2012.
Wow.
Fuck off, Dill.
Yeah.
Make me feel old here.
I mean, keep in mind that we graduate in the UK at 16 from high school.
Yeah. Okay.
As well.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's not much different here. 17, 18
No.
here. But
Yeah.
like, what's it like to feel young and vibrant and wake up in the morning and have your whole future ahead of you?
I mean, to be fair, I'm 26 now.
Oh,
And well, here's the thing though. I work in the pub, obviously, and my job is to like ID people who I think look a bit young and might not be
Right.
of age to drink. I've seen IDs from people who are like born in 2004 who've now all turned 18 and are now allowed to drink in pubs, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's right. You guys drink at 18 over there.
Yeah, 18 is the legal
Yeah.
drinking age
Okay.
in the UK.
Is that what it
The
is in
moment.
Canada, Zenith, or
19.
19?
I
Okay.
think
Which is kind of weird because
That's a weird age.
Yeah.
because
Nah.
like we had what was it? Because like it was one of the years where I was in Twitch. We were in TwitchCon. Like we were out at a restaurant. Eric, I think you were there.
Mm.
And then it's like, hey, gonna buy a beer for my friend. Wait, you're 20 years old. Fuck. Okay, you're not legal here. Never mind. I'm gonna get in trouble.
This is I was very fortunate when I went to America because I had just turned 21 that year.
Yeah, that's right.
So I was very fortunate.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Man, it's been so long since I've seen you guys like in podcast form like this. I
Yeah.
gotta like really work the kinks out.
it's
Oh no, he's brought his penis out.
Zenith's literally holding his wood right now.
Quite literally.
Literally. No, it's been a minute. We all took a vacation. I think we all took like a well-deserved break.
You
Especially
Yeah.
especially
Vacation?
Zenith.
Me? What is that?
Especially Zenith. Zenith got a well-deserved break. I'm glad we were able to take some off your plate.
Yeah.
I didn't take a well-deserved break. I've been more busier than I have been.
So we'll kind of start. We're going to do more freeform discussion today. We'll talk about some of our game of the year stuff and stuff. There will be no game news today.
No.
We're just going to relax. We're going to get back into the swing of things and keep it just keep it rowdy. That was Zenith's words, not ours. We're going to probably be rowdy.
Mm.
But what did you so how was your guys' holiday? What did we do? We'll go with we were all busy, huh?
I mean, yeah, because I didn't really like. I was still working like throughout the holidays, so it was like it got very busy in December, especially. December was like the busiest time for my work, for where I work and stuff, and then top that off with streaming, editing, and then obviously with like other things I did in between and stuff. Yeah, it was busy.
Okay, so when you say it's busy in December, is it more like, because I know you work in a pub and it's more like a family restaurant type of deal, right?
Mhm.
If I remember
Mhm.
right. Okay.
It's like a lot more bookings than normal, and
Got you.
also they did like the festive fair menu as well, which people had to like pre-book in order to get the access to. So there was a lot of that going on. And then Christmas Day was obviously the most hectic day where a lot of people had booked, obviously, to have Christmas meals and like drinks and everything.
Okay,
like that
that's
and
good. I'm
whatnot.
glad it was more like family oriented.
Yeah.
But I was because like December here is pretty rough, like in bars and stuff. You
Mhm.
get a lot of depressed,
Yeah.
lonely drinkers and stuff like that. And
We had like half the pub was the people who had obviously booked in for like Christmas meals and everything like that, and for family and friends and whatnot.
yeah.
And then the other half was like anyone want to just come in and have a drink. For
Yeah.
like 5 hours. and
It
that's
gets.
about
You see it a lot in LA. Like you see a lot of
Mm.
that in LA, and just people that are like lonely and stuff like that, and spend and like it's sad to see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what you've been working on, like your TikTok and also your TikToks always show up in my feed. So you're
A fun fact about my TikToks, actually, one of them has nearly hit 1 million views. Yeah,
Oh.
it's still getting more views right now. Currently, I think it's approaching 970,000 views, and I'm actually close to 1,000 followers now on there because of that one TikTok. Like that one, and another one like hit like 90K views as well.
Did you do like that? Did you play the algorithm game and kind of like try to recreate the
Yes,
thing and see what
Pokemon.
works?
I literally
Okay.
uploaded Pokemon TikToks the weekend it came out, and it just like blew up. I made like a nearly minute long video of like a Lucario that I found that was like level 75, and my Pokemon were like level 40, and I caught it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then it's just that got you 900 some odd thousand views, huh?
Yeah, it's still getting views this day, and it might hit 1 million by sometime later this
Did you
year.
get did they send you like anything for like the TikTok creator program or is that more like
No, I don't even, the TikTok creator program, from what I know, is like it's kind of like it's still in the testing phase of
Oh, okay.
TikTok, and anyone who actually is a part of it and does get money from it gets like very little money because
I heard it was like
advertising,
like 4 cents
advertising,
or something per 1,000 views or something like
yeah,
that.
it's something like that, because advertising on there is hard, because who wants to watch a TikTok but then watch an ad before a TikTok?
Yeah.
You know, it will just really put people off. So I don't know like how you get access to the creator like content thing. I will if I can get access to it, I will sign up for it and see what happens, because like it'll be interesting to like learn about it. I do know that if you hit 1,000 followers though on TikTok, you get access to live streaming.
That's the one thing where I would
Yeah,
like want it for. So here's a
yeah.
question for you. Since you're kind of like getting into this now. And I think Zenith, you're doing TikToks too now?
Yes.
I haven't had time to work on any TikToks. I've actually been contemplating of dipping my toes in YouTube Shorts and see if I have
See how
better
that works
success
out.
there.
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts
Because-
pretty good.
Because like a lot of people that have mentioned to me said that like if you're into like if a lot of your TikToks or videos are gaming related, it's going to be they don't do as well on TikTok,
Yeah.
but they do better on YouTube. So I'll give
Well,
it a try.
YouTube, I saw this thing where YouTube are actually starting to roll out monetization for YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it's in February they're going to be rolling that out to people. Like, so if you get I think it's like 10 million views for YouTube Shorts in total, you get access to monetization on your channel. Something like that. Yeah.
So back to you, Dill. So do you think, and you can be fully honest, it's okay.
Go on.
Are you enjoying the TikTok and like video creation thing more than the streaming?
It's a lot faster for me. I will say that, because I am also still editing YouTube videos as well, but that takes longer, obviously, due to my like schedule, and the way that I like edit sometimes is that I will do like a section and I'll walk away for a little bit and do something else, and I'll come back to it, and then I'll just do that back and forth constantly until I feel tired.
Yeah. Do you think it's faster? Is it easier? Like, do you think it's all easier in terms of like just progression in your streaming and all that? Because you've been doing the Twitch thing you did it about the same time I started, and then I've already kind of moved on from it. But like you're still hammering at it. Do you think the TikTok thing is working better for you in a sense?
Yes and no. TikTok's very volatile, because like although I've had like some success and I've had like videos get quite a lot of views and got a lot of followers and stuff, recent videos I've uploaded have like varied between like somewhere between 300 to like 1,000 views and everything like that.
Which is no joke. That's no joke. Like it's
no
several hundred
joke,
views.
but,
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's kind of strange, because like I am, after obviously that blow up happened, I basically went in a schedule where I was making a TikTok and uploading it every day after that, and just to see like
what hit, what hit, what missed,
what worked. what words, nothing like that. It was only like I think 2 videos that really blew up. It was like the one that got nearly 1 million, and that's like nearly 1 million, and then the other one which got like over 90,000 views, and then
Yeah.
that was kind of like it, I guess, for now. I'm still like working on and seeing what works, what doesn't. I'm still trying to test like the waters and going through old clips that I've done, turning them into like TikToks, and then I'm
So,
uploading
yeah.
them. And then
You're still
seeing where
kind
it
of
all
like feeling
goes.
out what the process is, like which
Yeah.
one's actually sticking, which
Yeah.
one. Zenith, the man who's always busy. What have you been up to, sir?
Well, lots of things. So pretty much right after we ended recording for the year, I was busy with something called randomizer roulette,
Okay.
whereas we play I think it was 11 different randomizers at the same time, and
Oh my god.
and swapping every single hour. I actually do this every year, and that took me about a month to do because I don't play it like all in one day, and trying to memorize between 11 different games that are all randomized was very exhausting. Then after that, I took almost no time to rest and relax, and I started getting to work on some other things. Like I've been playing Pokemon Scarlet, which has been fun, but like that's just like on stream stuff. But I've been working on like developing a whole bunch of different things, like new fun redemptions, and just also I've been I just finished planning out a Mario Party tournament for next month.
Oh, you know what?
Yep.
You might want to get a hold of Pal, because we'll talk about this some more here. But for Christmas, one of Pal's Christmas gifts from Santa this year was she got the Mario Party Superstars thing, which had like Mario, like I guess it was a culmination of Mario Party games from the other ones.
Hey Eric,
Huh.
I have I have that as well.
Ooh,
I have that game.
there you go. So like, it's I guess it's a culmination of like a bunch of the hit games from all the other Mario parties. Pal's been playing this, so
Yeah, it's great.
Maybe you can get Pal in on Mario Party, Mario Party Roulette, or what? I'm sorry, what did you call it?
Mario Party tournament. So
Mario Party tournament.
Actually runs a bit differently because, like, have you played any of the older Mario Party games?
I've dabbled in them, but I never like really sat and played them. I just remember years ago. There was this Giant Bomb clip of them playing Mario Party, and it had something to do with like you shake the remote, the Wiimote,
yeah,
and it explodes a can of soda. But the shaking of the Wiimote is in a motion that is just incredibly suggestive,
like this, right?
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like Super Mario Party. This sounds like WarioWare.
Oh, it's a party. It's a party, all right.
Yeah, it's Mario Party 8, where you have to shake the Wii remote, and you're shaking a can of soda, and the faster you shake it, the higher the soda stream, and if you shook it the most, basically, the harder you jerk it off, the higher it will spray.
Okay, someone in the chat here just said, and I have to clear my name. Someone in the chat here just said, of course, Eric remembers the wanking game. I do not remember the wanking game. I stumbled across a video that showed me the wanking game.
Okay.
The Mario Party game, not some other video that says wanking game. Don't go Google that.
Googling the wanking game now.
So I found that I saw this video where they just demonstrated
if there's a Mario wanking game, then let me guess, the sequel is Mario Paint.
Yeah.
Yes. Get it?
Stop. with the fly. Remember the fly in Mario Paint? When you hit the fly with the swatter.
Oh no.
But yeah, Mario Party. That was the only game to use the mouse, I think. The Super Nintendo mouse, if I remember right.
Yeah, the Mario Paint, yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah. So you got Party tournaments. Continue.
Yes. So this Mario Party tournament, you think, we're gonna play like the Mario Party Superstars. Well, actually, no, because not everyone has that game.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, the tournament actually is geared towards people that doesn't have the money to play any of the games, doesn't really have a means to play like the older games with anyone, because using Parsec, people can actually play local games like the old Mario parties online, and it actually functions a lot better than
Very
Nintendo
cool.
Switch online. So not only do we get to play like the old Nintendo 64 Mario parties, but also the GameCube ones.
Hey, okay.
Yes, because the GameCube ones are pretty great too.
I hear those are the most, I guess, the most revered ones out of the whole thing.
Well, I still prefer like the N64 ones, but it feels like they learn like a lot from like what works, what doesn't work, and a lot of them actually have some great gimmicks that for each one that really changes it up. So what happens is people sign up for this tournament. They have to play like 3 games of 20 turns throughout the whole month, like, and it can be either on Twitch or even like in private, just on Discord, as long as I have some proof showing that hey, these are the standings. So that way it's like flexible to people's schedules. I have no problem stretching it out into March to make sure that everyone is able to play. And we basically, what we do is when we're ready to play, we kind of figure out who's playing, and we spin a wheel to determine which game we play and which board we play.
So,
and
I think okay. So not Mario Party Superstar. So what we can do here is there's that application that you put on your computer that takes you to the Nintendo Aquarium.
Well, it takes you to my aquarium.
Yeah, it takes you to your Nintendo Aquarium. But I'm talking about POW. We're talking POW doing Rocky 4 like training.
Ooh.
For this. Okay,
Yeah.
so we can load the aquarium application, and we can get the Mario parties at the aquarium, and then we can get POW into full on Rocky training. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
all right.
good.
Yeah.
I'm
also.
See if she's
for
done.
anyone
Maybe
that's
I'll jump
absolutely terrible at Mario Party, I'm also having a bonus game of for the lowest ranked. The people that got the least amount of points, because you get points depending on your standing. Like you get 0 if you're last, 1 if you're third, 2 if you're second, and 4 if you win. So the people with the 3 or 4 people with the lowest amount of points play one final game, and maybe. Depending on the standings and how many people are actually like in the tournament, if the person wins the lowest ranked Mario Party game, those points will count, and they might be able to sneak into the final round.
Hey, I like this. This is why, like, I seriously, even back in when I was streaming with them, you were always one of my favorite like communities to be a part of, because you are so inclusive, like of you bring your community into everything. It's not just people sitting and watching you play a game. Like you find all these ways to make the community included more than just sitting and chatting.
Thank you.
And
I try and do that.
And you're constantly on like this cutting edge way of doing it. Go follow Legend of Zenith on Twitch, everybody. Legend of Zenith on Twitch. If you are on that note,
no.
On that note, though, on a serious note here, we are seeing some new viewers here in the chat room today. So if you are listening to us and your first time exposed to us and listening to us here, this is a show called Good Friends, Good Games. We talk about the games we're playing. We talk about news that's happening in the video game world here. It consists of a panel of myself. My name is Erik Anthony. We have Dill over on my virtual left here. And then down below us, we have Zenith. We were all either Twitch streamers or are currently Twitch streamers. And we share a lot of experiences about our Twitch streams on top of, the games we're playing and stuff. That's along those lines. But the real concept is, we're just friends. We've been friends for years. We're going almost on a decade. So we're pretty close. We're pretty close. So we've been friends for nearly a decade, and we just enjoy conversation together, and that's why we're all here. We do have a couple of ladies that are also on this panel. They are currently on a maternity leave. They're getting ready to become mothers, so congrats to them. So yeah, if this is your first time joining us, we appreciate you. Feel free to follow us on the Twitch channel here if you're watching live, and then you can follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever your podcast listening of choice is. You can find us there, and we welcome you. So, on top of that, you've got your Zenith, back to you. You've got your Twitch community games going and all that good stuff. What else have you been doing behind the scenes? I know you've been launching a whole merch store. Which did it finally come to fruition? Is it good? Is it up?
The merch store has been live for a while. It's got new details. I actually am planning on once finances are a bit better to get more merch. I also, well, the big thing that I've been working on was an update to my store. So like not to be confused with the merch store, because the merch store is where it's like, you know, you get a t-shirt, you get a mug, I got, you know, whatever the heck is on
wooden
there. But,
back massagers.
Back massager is the next thing.
Penises
No.
my store.
Zen, it's the gold mine of your merch store. Back massagers.
I think you should.
Ones. Yes.
I think if we keep this thing in the chat long enough and in the videos and the podcast long enough, you can actually merchandise this product.
Yes. That could be
good.
Yes,
I'm just gonna slap my face on these balls.
Nice.
So
the balls harden.
So the thing that I've been working on while Erik is just dying here, is like my it's my online store where, because anyone that hangs on the stream, they get currency, and through supporting the stream and other means, people collect currency, and they can use because I did like a huge fucking update where I think I have like almost like 500 items on the store.
Oh my god.
And then we also, so like, because basically people can redeem me games to play and like customize it with different settings. Like I got everything from like almost all the Zeldas. I got Donkey Kong 64, Mario 64. I have 2 Pokemon games on there, like Pokemon Red, where you can actually play with the first 6 gen Pokemon, which is crazy and weird. And I also, because sometimes looking at the store is way too overwhelming, I added bundles where people can easily redeem things to play, instead of being like, all right, so this is all confusing. Oh, look, I just click this one button and then boom, I redeemed a game and don't have to do anything else. And then I'm out of there in like 15 seconds.
What has someone redeemed something that you don't even remember was on the list? Like, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? Or do you like have a good hand? You recognize 500 some odd entries.
I have a giant spreadsheet document, so I know every single thing that's on that list.
Oh, plus you break them down by game too, right? So like if you're playing that game, you know what things will trip. Okay, or what can't trip.
I know exactly what things. Like
that's incredible, dude.
Big brain power.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. It's not 400 things. It is so 279 settings and about 21 bundles.
God damn, dude. How long did it take you to set all of this up? Like time-wise? His
you
face.
Really want to know?
I want to know. I want to know in the concept of hours. I want to know in hours.
A single update of adding about, I would say, about 60 settings, because not only do I have to design the graphics, and I'm talking about like, because every single setting has its own unique graphic that I have to make, where it will show official game art, and say, for example, something like, in the long lines of like key sanity. Key sanity mean keys are shuffled anywhere in the game. I'll have like a picture of like a dungeon key and like on the image, and so it usually takes about like on top of streaming, like roughly like 16 to 20 hours.
Oh my god,
Jesus,
that's insane.
I do it because it's fun.
And I thought my hours in Elden Ring was bad.
Yeah, it's why I don't have personal time.
Wow. Babe, come to bed. I can't. I'm setting up stream. I'm setting up stream rewards.
I've got 600 to make.
This is exactly why no one wants to date my ass. So.
Well, you got a commitment there at least.
Some woman will find it and they will think you are incredibly dedicated and fully motivated to be successful.
Well, that woman is not like a setting on my randomizer store, so sorry, I can't give you any time.
You should make it one. Why is there not a date Zenith thing?
It's 90,000 rupees, and that setting will become my my girlfriend, and I'll like put like a heart.
Do it. I'm going to start working towards 90,000 points.
Like a dating show where you randomize your date.
You should do that. You should
my
do that. There should
gosh.
be like the Zenith dating game where you ask them like random video game questions, and then the ones that get the most obscure ones are clearly the ones that meant for you.
Yes.
So there
Or
you go.
what if a dating game where instead of people ask me questions, like people ask me questions, but I respond with random quotes from my bot. It's like, so what do you what do you like to do at a candlelit dinner? It's like, shove it up my ass already.
Morgan, add that to the bot.
Add that to the bot. I can't do this. So like I can't do this game. So you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to take the bullet for. Well, Zill can do it too. I'm out of this. I can't do this. I will not live to see next podcast if I turn it into a dating game. I'll be in deep shit. So you guys are gonna have to take that.
Don't worry. If you do that, I'll be with Pal kicking your ass for her.
Oh, there you go. Damn. Got beat by a Brit and a Hispanic all in the same evening. What a hell of a year.
God, it's like the Civil War all over again.
Yep. So we were talking pre-show here. We were all talking about here how we were playing a bunch of games. My holiday, before we get there, I feel a little guilty now because I'm the one that actually took a break. But like, I had a bunch of time off left for work. Like I only roll over 40 some odd hours a year that I can roll over. I had 90.
Damn.
And that's after I took Christmas vacation off. Like I had paid, like I had cashed those in like mid-year.
Hours or days?
It's hours. I had 90 hours worth of. So,
Do you
roughly.
want to know how much I have currently?
Are you over 100?
Yeah. Wow. 130 plus last time I looked.
Bro, take some time off.
I've already like talked to my boss about taking the end of this month off, the end of next month off to make sure I get them redeemed before they get canceled.
Yeah. So we don't roll, like I guess like in your case, we don't roll over with the exception of like 40 some odd hours. We can roll over. So I had 90 after I had planned vacations already. So they had to go find, I had to burn time. My boss is like, we need you to burn time.
Yeah.
Now, for those people that are like, that's nice, my boss, I wish there's reasons why a company would have you burn personal time because, it has to do with accounting and taxes and all that kind of stuff, and then budgeting. It's budgeting.
In my boss's case, it's like he doesn't want me to lose money. That's all it really is.
Right. That's the good boss approach to it. It's like, hey, we don't want you to lose your money or whatever. But a lot of it has to do with like budgets and stuff like that. They'll go and they'll look at budgets and they'll be like, why are we spending this amount of money on time off if people aren't taking it, and then your time off options for the next year get cut, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, that's aside from the point. I was told to take some time and I did more than the usual Christmas vacation. So I took a time like a week after Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. I took a week off of that. And then I had a couple like 3-day weekends in there that were all sprinkled. And then I took time off from Christmas to New Year's. Couple things I did. I actually took a break. I sat down and I realized I need to take a break. Work was very, very, very stressful the last quarter of the year for, professional reasons, like, and things of that sort, which I won't indulge into because that's my job. But it was very, very stressful. So I was like, okay, I have the time. I'm going to go take it. Obviously, I did some things that I needed to do, like house-wise and, maintenance things that I needed to take care of. But I took some time. I actually took some time and relaxed. I spent time with Pal, my girlfriend, for those of you that don't know. I spent time with my family, my mom, my sister-in-law, my brother, etc. But one of the big things I got to do was I took my bonus this year, and Pal and I took my mom to Disneyland.
Aww,
so
that's so nice.
We went to Disneyland during Christmas, which my mom has never seen. I've seen it once during Christmas, but we went during Christmas. We did the whole where they turned the Haunted Mansion into Nightmare Before Christmas and all that fun stuff, right? So when I was a kid, Disneyland was like those once in a 5-year type of deals. Like you go once and you're not going again for another 5 to 10 years, right? Disneyland was supposed to be a treat. Now with the annual passes and all that kind of stuff, people go 40 times a year and once a week, that kind of crap.
Yeah, I hardly had a chance to check out Disneyland.
Did you go when you went when you came here, right, Zenith?
Yeah, it was the very first time that I was there. So like when I went to Disneyland, not only did I had a flight to catch, in like a few hours, so like my stay was short, but
Okay.
I was still recovering from the stomach flu.
That's right. The
Oh.
flu.
Basically, I got to
Jesus.
check out like some of the cool ones. Like I got to do Pirates of the Caribbean, which is really really awesome. A couple other Disney rides that I just don't remember at all, but mostly it's like, please, just nothing that's gonna make me just throw up, because this is the very first time that I'm able to actually eat solid food.
Oh, poor guy. But
Jesus.
yeah, we went during Christmas, and there's something. So those of me that know me, like in real life, I'm kind of a hard ass. I'm like a tough, I'm very blunt. I'm kind of a hard ass. Da 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 da. And those that get to know me over time, they know what turns me into like a teddy bear. Zenith, Dill, they both know the things that will turn me into a teddy bear. One of my fucking kryptonites in life is Christmas. I'm not the biggest fan of the Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
But I love the concept of Christmas lights and Christmas decor and like snow. I love the scenery of Christmas, right? So if anything's going to make me, buckle like a little kid, it's the sight of Disneyland at Christmas. And it is one of the most beautiful things you will see when it's lit up at night, and, they put like icicles on the castle, and, the godforsaken small world is lit up with Christmas lights, and it's beautiful. It really is a beautiful thing to see, right? Main Street, it's lit up with Christmas trees and wreaths and all that stuff. It's a beautiful thing to see. So I like, that makes me buckle already, right? So we took mom. Mom has never seen it. She's just in awe. The characters dress up like in winter outfits. So like Mickey will have like a red parka on and stuff like that, a beanie, and like he will look wintry and cute. Same with Minnie Mouse, right? Fuzzy jacket, all that stuff. It really is a sight to see. They really do go all out. But this is like my first time to Disneyland in probably 15 years, I would say. So I had not been in a long, long time. So the first thing I do, we get tickets, we get mom checked out. My mom needs a wheelchair, so we got her a wheelchair and all that kind of stuff, and we had that all worked out. First thing we do is we jet over to the Star Wars Galaxy, whatever. Star Wars Land, I call it, right?
Did you get a lightsaber?
I did not get a lightsaber because one of the things I was going to, if there's one thing I don't like about Disney, is the price gouging of everything.
Yeah.
So I don't buy into that, really. I don't buy the lightsabers. I don't buy the I'll buy maybe the pin, like the little collector pins or stuff like that. That stuff's pretty cool, right? But I'm not spending $275 on a lightsaber when I can go like on some collector's, replica store or whatever and get something for like $100 more.
Fair enough.
But we jet over to Star Wars Land, and I get on we get in line for the Rise to the Resistance, which is the hot new thing at Disneyland, right? We get to like the last maybe 2 corners of the line to where you get in, and the ride shuts down.
Oh.
And they're like, yeah, sorry, we're not gonna be able to take you guys right now. You'll have to come back later. And I'm like, oh, crap. All right. And my mood's killed. But then we go on some other rides and all this stuff, and we get back to Rise of the Resistance. I'm like, I'm not leaving Disneyland without getting on this ride. I spent several $100s for today. I'm getting on this damn ride. So we get on there, we get in the line, we make it. We get on the line. The Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is one of the most exciting things I had ever been on in terms of theme park. So there'll be some spoilers here if you plan to go on this, or if not, and if the gentleman in the chat, if you want me to stop, you can. But the Rise of the Resistance is a interactive experience, I guess is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
So you get in the line of this thing, you go to this room, and they do the cool Jedi like communication thing with the hologram. And it's Rey, and she says, "You're now Resistance. We need you to go do this, 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 and this for us, right? Your cruiser's waiting for you outside." We go, and then you go out this big room. It does it very much like, I think you went on Haunted Mansion, right, Zenith? Did you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so this will be if you went on that, it'll be very familiar. You're in a big room with a group of people, and then they start like funneling you down into a line into the next car, into the cart, which is the actual ride. They call it a pre-show, right? So you go through this pre-show, you're introduced to what your task is, etc. The coolest thing about this is it's interactive in a sense, is like the people that are like the ride operators, they're in costumes and they're playing character. So you have a guy that's pointing you in this direction. He's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And he's dressed like one of the resistance members or a rebel, right? He's like, come on, let's go. We got to get moving, etc., etc. So you get into this big ship and then you're getting communication from Admiral Akbar, who in Return of the Jedi was the one that looks like a squid, right?
Yeah.
And he's laying all this out for you, and he's like laying out the game plan. Obviously, something bad happens in the ride, or it's like, you know, and you start hearing noise and stuff, and you start hearing alarms and things like that. And then it's like he goes, the last thing he says in this room, he's like, you guys need to stay away from the doors. The doors open up, and the dude stands there like Empire. He stands there like Empire, arms crossed, and he says, you guys should have never crossed us. So you literally are getting kidnapped, right?
Ooh.
And then the guy funnels you down, and then you enter this room. Guys, I will explain my experience in this after, but you enter this room, and it's literally full of stormtroopers. And we're not talking like holographic or computer-generated stormtroopers. These are hard statued stormtroopers. Like, they're real. And you're sitting there in awe. And the beautiful thing about this is they know that you're going to take pictures, and they know you're going to do all this stuff, right? So they actually give you kind of time, and they flow the line in a way to where you can actually soak it all in and take pictures and all this kind of stuff and experience this room. Think of it like you enter a room like a Star Wars museum and you saw stormtroopers. Yeah. Like literally 50 of them. And I'm just in awe, like jaw dropped, right?
You're a little kid again.
I'm getting there. So like I'm jaw dropped, right? And then I go and you go down, and then you're actually in the line. Now, this is one of the coolest things about the ride is my mom is obviously disabled. She's in a wheelchair. But these guys have to stay in character. Remember, they're supposed to be Empire, right? So he looks at you, and he looked at my mom, and he says, this unit needs to stay to the right side of the wall. He doesn't call it like, ma'am, you need to go. He says, this unit needs to stay here. And he directs her where to go in line, but he does not break character. And to me, that was one of the coolest details. It doesn't take her out of the experience. Then you go down this tunnel, and it's another room, and then you are greeted to this hologram like Kylo Ren and stuff, and they explain to you, you know, you screwed up, tell us where this is, blah, 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 blah. And you're basically in a prison cell.
Ooh.
And you're like, oh God, what's going to happen? This is the ride. You're still like in the pre-show of the ride. Then in this room, you'll see like a glowing hologram cut out of the wall. And the wall reverts back like it was cut open and slides open. And this guy peeps through, and he says, you guys are resistance, right? Come with us. So you basically get rescued from this prison cell. And then they load you into the actual carts that are basically cruisers, and their whole thing is to get you out of the Star Destroyer, basically. But everyone is in character. It's like you're basically kidnapped and rescued all in one ride. And then it turns into like you get in these carts, and it's amazing technology, guys. I'm serious. I'm geeking out about this right now, and it's probably reverting us through the whole thing, but this is one of the coolest things I did all year. And you're in these carts, and the carts don't roll on a track. They slide. They're sliding on the floor so it can make like sharp turns and all this stuff in certain directions and around corners and stuff. And then you go into this huge room, and you literally see life-size AT-AT walkers towering above you. Like 2 to 3 stories tall. Wow. Towering above you. And they're real, like real-looking models. Fully built. And I'm just like looking up in awe, right? And then you go through more ride and da-da-da-da-da. And then you go into this other room, you go down this wrong tunnel, and you're actually like in the command center, and you see Kylo Ren and stuff on the captain's like dock looking out the window and stuff like that. And then he spots you, and then you like zoom back out of the room. And then you finally go, okay, we got it, guys, we're out of here. And they put you in an escape pod. So they slide your cart into an escape pod, and then it does a drop like Tower of Terror. It does like a drop, and then it turns into like a Star Wars or a Star Tours-esque motion controlled like video, and then your cart moves with the video type of thing. And then it lands you, and then you walk out, and when you leave it, it's almost like you're in Endor with the scenery and stuff. And the reason I'm geeking about this so much is because like when I sat and I just like realized what I experienced, I almost wanted to cry.
Oh,
because and kids now are so fortunate because they have all this technology and stuff, and Disney's really taking this technology to put you in Star Wars. And I know Zenith can attest to this, maybe not quite Dill, but Zenith can attest to this for sure. It's like they didn't have that when we were kids.
Yeah.
So like the idea that you could live in Star Wars for 3 minutes is literally a dream come true for any child and probably any grown adult that grew up with that.
To be fair, I've never been to Disneyland before, so I've not been to any Disneyland, Disney World, so I don't know what it was actually like growing up.
Yeah.
So,
but I literally felt like a kid. I wanted to tear up because as soon as I saw the walkers, because one of my favorite things in Star Wars, it's actually Empire, is when they do the tow hook around the walkers with the snow speeders to trip them. That's one of the only things I've ever wanted to do in life as a kid.
Yeah,
was
that
take
was
down
fun
walkers.
Doing that in, I played Lego Star Wars and did that Lego Star Wars.
It's one of the coolest things ever. But like to see the walkers just towering above me and your cart is like swinging around them, it's just incredible. I wanted to cry.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, well, like even when I was like just growing up, like a lot of the like you think amusement park rides, and you were to think about those like tall roller coasters, that corkscrew and everything, you know, those are cool and they might be like themed, but at the end of the day, like it's just physics and just like holy shit, this is going everywhere. But now that we have the technology, like you go on this, like you're probably not going to be like corkscrewing and going all over the place, but you're going to be treated to like a visual spectacle that's actually going to give you the immersion that you're there at a level that was definitely not achievable about 20, maybe even 10 years ago.
Right. It's incredible. It left me speechless. My mom was speechless. And, you know, Pal was speechless. Pal's like, that's one of the coolest things I've ever been on. Mm-hmm. And yeah, to me, I was just like in awe. Like, and then when we got to Star Wars Land, they have the huge Millennium Falcon like in the middle there. Even then, I almost teared up like a little kid because that's just one of those things you dream of seeing when you're a child. Star Wars is very, very important to me. You know, it reminds me a lot of my dad and stuff. So like, it's very important to me, and I hold a lot of memories with Star Wars and my dad. So like, just to see the Millennium Falcon out there like in real life is just like tear jerking. I was like, oh my God, like I never thought I would see something like that in my life and experience a ride like that. But that was one of the coolest things ever. And then we did all the other fun stuff. We went on Pirates of the Caribbean. The Haunted Mansion was dressed up like Nightmare Before Christmas, which is always a fun experience.
Yep.
But Pirates.
And that was pretty cool.
Stuff like that. We went on Indiana Jones. That one's fun as hell.
Oh, I did the one too.
Oh.
Yeah, Indiana Jones is fun as hell.
At least got to do the best ones.
Yeah.
But I hardly
did you do Space Mountain?
Space Mountain.
That's the one like where you're in the little rocket ship and it's in the dark and it's like a fast roller coaster zifting through stuff.
Yes. I did have the luxury of doing Space Mountain.
We got in line for Space Mountain and my mom is 71, 72 years old, right? And me and Pal are thinking, we're like, is this a good move? Like, is this smart to put a 70-year-old woman on this ride? Because it throws you around.
Yes, it does.
It throws you around pretty hard, but we're like, well, if she's going down at Disneyland, you know, and
make it magical.
Yeah, it's gonna be magical. It'll be a magical ending, right? But we get her in there, and it's been like I said, 15 some odd years since I've been to Disneyland. I didn't realize how hard Space Mountain throws you around. Like I didn't realize how hard it slams you around. So for a 7-year-old woman, I told her, I was like, just brace yourself, like. Hold on to that railing and to just push and brace yourself so you don't get slammed around too much. And then when we got off the thing, she's like breathing. I'm like, are you okay? Like, because my biggest fear is she has like a heart attack just from the extreme, like, elevated pressure, like your blood pressure. No, it's the thrill of it all can cause a heart attack if you're not careful, especially for someone that age. And she's like, no, I'm fine. So she survives Space Mountain. And then, bless her heart, the tough woman that she is, she's like, we're going to go on Thunder Mountain. Thunder Mountain is the train. So if you went on the train roller coaster, that's Thunder Mountain.
Is that the one outside and it's like Western themed?
Yeah, and you're in a
Okay,
train.
I also did that one too.
Yeah, you're on a train. So we
It's
put
funny that I didn't do many rides, but the ones you went on is the ones that I did.
You do. No, those are core rides. Like Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain, the Matterhorn, which is the bobsled one. Those are the core rides at Disneyland. Those are the ones people come all over the world. I don't think I did the
bobsled mountain one.
That one, yeah, that one's tough to get into sometimes because that line's huge. But yeah. But like we went on Thunder Mountain. That one throws you around just as hard. And then I was like, oh God, Mom, are you going to survive? And then she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I think she was trying to be nice and not make us worry, but I think she got rattled up a little bit. But, you know, so yeah, my first trip to Disneyland in over a decade. A lot of fun.
That's cool.
It rained.
It must have changed so much.
Dude, it's nuts how much it changed. Just the whole idea of like your tickets on an app and then you can book times in line if you pay for it. Like,
I think we had I think we had fast passes when we went.
Yeah. It was fast passes back then. Now they have a whole different system, but like it's just incredible. They didn't have that crap. Like you showed up to Disneyland, you waited in line. You know, like you're here. Someone is in the chat asked me if I have a lightsaber. I do not have one. It's one of those things I thought about, like quote unquote investing in and having it as decor. I think someday if I get like an office, then maybe I'll indulge. Someone in the chat just said fat pass. Thank you, Zenith.
No, it was fat pass on accident.
No, I heard it. I heard something else down. I say, I'm not gonna lie.
That was
the hell bent on fixated on my
the balls hard in here.
You stop it.
Should I call this? Should we just title this episode "Fat Pass"?
Yes, Fat Pass Supreme.
Go for it.
But so yeah, that was my big thing over the holiday. We went to Disneyland. We all played some games before we get into the game of year. We all played some games.
Yes.
We'll go. So I know, Dill, you probably were knee deep in Pokemon.
Oh God, where do you want me to start, Eric?
Wherever you see fit, dude. This is the free forum today. Where do you see fit?
I guess I can start with Pokemon then, since that is like obviously my bread and butter. Obviously, it took me about a week to play through Pokemon Violet's main story. Like the entirety of the story. It took me about 30 to 40 hours in total, because one thing about that was impressive and also slightly annoying about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is that there's a lot of things that can distract you whilst you're playing the game. So like you can follow a path and then take that path, but the way that my brain was doing was I was following the path, then suddenly, Pokemon I haven't caught. Oh, it's an item over there. Oh, there's a trainer over there. Yeah. It was quite fun playing Pokemon Violet on stream. I'm not gonna lie. It's like I want to praise the game because it does have some good qualities. The new Pokemon are all excellent. I think the designs on the new Pokemon are all excellent. The character dialogue is really good. Like they actually, I think, took feedback from Sword and Shield and actually made the character dialogue really good for the characters. I liked all the characters. The story, honestly, was impressive. The story is the strongest that I've seen since Pokemon Black and White, honestly, the Gen 5. So, like, an actually impressive storyline. And, like, the ending to the story did make me cry, nearly. I nearly did cry, I'm not gonna lie. And everything. However,
this is what I want to hear, because apparently this game got some heat over the release.
It is one of the strongest releases, but also one of the most broken releases on the Pokemon mainline franchise. The game is broken. I'm not kidding you. It's like, you know if you've played Legends Arceus, right?
Right.
And there were a few bugs in there, which, that happens. That's fine.
Yeah.
Take that, times it by 10, and make it a fully open world game, basically. That's basically what Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is. Like, God, there was so many bugs in the game.
So when you're saying so many bugs, and Zenith, because Zenith says he's playing the other game too.
Yeah.
chime in on this too. Are we talking like cyberpunk levels of bugs, or are we
cyberpunk levels of bugs?
Oh
like
my god!
Pokemon disappearing randomly out of nowhere. Literally, there are some parts where like the way battling works is that you can battle anything and it will literally just go straight into the battle, no cutscenes or anything like that. But if you're on a ledge, you can literally phase under the ledge and see the underneath of the map. That's a massive, like, weird thing that goes on.
Glitchal bug.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, something that I found, which one of the videos I talked about that got, like, nearly 100k views, is that there were random Pokeballs in different rooms and cave areas that you couldn't pick up. It turns out someone figured it out. They are placeholders the devs left in for like directioning the character in the game, and they forgot to remove the placeholders.
Oh no.
So that's what the Pokeballs were. Because I was wondering what the hell it was.
So they weren't collectible. Like you couldn't pick them up and utilize them. They're just in there.
It was just a placeholder that the devs forgot to remove or hide. Because the comments in the video would tell me what it was and why they were there. And also, let's be honest, the game, like, close up, the game looks alright. It plays okay in certain rooms. The cutscenes play pretty well at 30 FPS. But the game itself, you can clearly
30
tell.
30 FPS? You get 30 FPS with your game? You're
in the cutscenes. In the cutscenes.
Oh, the cutscenes. Okay.
The cutscenes and in the rooms, you do. In the open world, no. Like, it can hit probably like 20 FPS maximum, but like I was experiencing in some cases like 10 to 15 FPS.
Yeah. It's called Pokemon Slideshow.
Yeah. Literally.
So obviously, Zenith, you were going through some of this stuff too. Are you seeing this? Were you seeing the same stuff as Dill, or are you seeing even weirder shit happen in this game?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of shit, and I've also seen, well, not just like through my playthrough, but from other people's playthrough. Oh, Dill, did you get to the part? I forget which gym it is.
Ooh,
but it's like this whole dirt area, and you have like all these like rocky areas, and there's like a bunch of like dug trios everywhere. But anyways, there's like this area, and it's like a bunch of like scaffolding. It's like a dig site or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you take your you take your mounts, you jump up there, and just trying to move from one little panel to another one.
Yep.
All of a sudden, your mount just goes.
It doesn't just do that there. It literally, you can literally do that.
Does the whole screen do it? Like the whole screen just shake?
No.
No.
Just you start spazzing out, and then all of a sudden you just reload an area, and you're like, what in the fuck?
Yeah.
What happened?
That can happen on the buildings as well, because you can actually like use your mount Pokemon to climb on buildings. But if you like do it the wrong way, it will do what like Zen just did there, and will literally just like continuously fall until it reloads. It's so insane, and like.
How much are they charging for this thing?
Yeah, those herb things are giving our legendary Pokemon like adverse health effects.
Yes, like there is a thing where you can get like herbs in the game, which you give to your mount Pokemon to unlock more powers, and I feel like some of them were a bit too strong for the mount because it just kept like bugging out like crazy.
Yeah.
So we're getting
actually.
They're charging $120 for this if you get both. So this is a full-on $60 release.
Got both. I mean, I did finish Violet on stream. Scarlet, I've not finished yet. I've got like 3 things left to do in Scarlet, and then I can face the League.
Okay, so these games, you should theoretically be experiencing the same glitches in both games, right? Because the code base is the same. They just change a couple of tweaks here and there to make it a different game. They just make
some things exclusive, and that's it. Yeah. So it's like both games are broken.
Do the same shit twice.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't felt like a need to like double dip on both Pokemon games, and it's like maybe like Gen 3 or 4. Like, and I'm
No, yeah, I don't.
It's been
don't.
a while.
Just don't. Just get one of them, and
Just
that's it.
save
That's
your
all you
mind.
need.
Yeah.
Have they
So-
attempted to patch any of it?
They have released patches, but only I think about 2 or 3. The next patch is coming in February, along with some updates. Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is an honest question here. Do we actually think this is a problem with the Pokemon game itself, or is this the limitation of the Switch itself finally coming through?
I think it's both. I think it's both. I think they didn't give enough time to Game Freak to develop the game because, let's be honest, they only started working on this in late 2019. The articles confirm that. So it's only been like, what, 3 years? In
Well,
between
by
there?
release date, it was what, 2 years? By release time? 2 years, right? Because it was last year, 2022?
When I checked an article, they started working on it late 2019.
Okay, so
So
that would
it's a
be
bro-
about 1920. Yeah, about 2
3
years.
years of development.
3
About
years.
2 or 3 years of development,
Okay.
which for an open world Pokemon game, you can tell that they didn't test thoroughly enough, or if they did, like the upper management didn't care and just wanted this thing out so that they can release merchandise, so that they can release like new anime related stuff, like they've already announced like a new Scarlet and Violet anime coming out, like the Pokemon trading cards as well. That's a big thing they want to like focus on. Yeah. So yeah, you can tell this game should have, as I said, what they should have done, they should have made DLC content and kept updating Legends Arceus throughout the year. And they should have delayed the release of this game by another year.
And then
And it
kinda
would
come
have
out.
been much smoother. It wouldn't have been perfect, don't get me wrong, because the Switch is like a 5-year-old, nearly 6-year-old
Almost
piece
6,
of hardware. Yeah. So
which
it
was
wouldn't have been
already,
perfect.
to be true, to be fully disclosed here, the hardware was already kind of like,
Yeah.
not
It's
old, but
already-
it was already kind of like aging hardware by the time the Switch was released.
Yeah. So there is that factor, but like it needed more time. It absolutely needed more time to be developed on and worked on because you can clearly tell it wasn't ready. Like,
Yeah. My experience with the game so far is that it feels that because yes, it is open world, and yes, there's like vast areas with lots of Pokemon to catch, but the towns are nicely designed.
mhm.
They are empty.
Oh
There
my
is
God.
nothing to do in
You know,
them.
this is one thing that I also would say about it as well, is that you can't home invade people anymore. You literally cannot access any of the houses in the towns.
Yeah, knock, open up. I'm a fucking 15-year-old and coming in your house.
Yeah, so you can't commit
I'm a
home invasion.
I'm a home wrecker.
You go through like your
Really
drawers
annoys
and
me.
all that stuff.
Yeah, finding like items and talking to people
I'm
in the
gonna
houses.
steal
you
your
can't
shit.
do that.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I'm
oh,
a 15-year-old with a level 70 Charizard. Let me in.
I want to commit home invasion. Let me in.
Well, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. So you heard it from us. Don't spend 120. Don't even really spend $60
As
on
someone,
this.
as someone who's bought both games, don't just buy one of them. Buy.
I will say
one of
this.
them.
I actually wasn't planning on getting a Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, at least for a good long while.
Until
I said that I will plan if someone bought the game from me.
Yeah.
But if someone did, my first playthrough, I will play with a team of nothing but flamingos because
You're
I
welcome,
found
by the
out
way, Zen.
there's a flamingo Pokemon.
yeah, yes.
And
You
I
found
so
that out
far
because of
have
me.
the game about 60% complete with nothing but just cute, cuddly pink flamingos, and somehow I'm winning.
Wait,
Yeah.
isn't that part of the whole? I'm not the Pokemon master that most people here are, but like, isn't part of the whole thing is like different Pokemon help you fight other Pokemon, like elemental,
Yes.
like
Types.
counteraction.
Yes. Each Pokemon has types.
I've been at like type disadvantages all the fucking time.
Oh.
It's like fuck you, flamingos.
Zen,
Okay.
I don't think I watched it, but how was your experience with the electric type gym then?
I stopped the rash because flamingos.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome.
don't give a fuck fuck if it's super effective against me. I am a flamingo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be showing up in like pink shirts and all that
God.
other stuff. I got like pink gloves and a big backpack and like pink hat to go with the look. And fuck you, I have pink terror birds. I'm gonna wreck your shit.
So speaking of wreck your shit, I have not played it yet, but I'll talk about it in a second here. But I know Dill did it, and I don't know if you did Zenith. But how is God of War Ragnarok?
Oh my god, God of War Ragnarok! Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you play 2 Zenith or no?
Yeah, I haven't. And I haven't even played like the last God of War game.
Okay.
I've played both. The God of War Ragnarok is very good. The pacing is a little bit fast, I will say. Like, it's a little bit more fast pacing compared to the first game. That's probably because they're ending the Norse mythology story here in this game. But it is very good. It's a really well-rounded story. Some of the performances and the lines are like, Oscar-winning lines in my mind, honestly, because they're like portrayed so well by the voice actors and the people who like motion cap them and everything. The ending nearly brought a tear to my eye as well. I'm not gonna lie, it was very tear-jerking. And that took me about 30 plus hours also to beat 2, like 32 to 3 hours, I think, in total. Yeah.
Okay. And then Zenith, what you said you were playing a lot of stuff too. So outside of your normal stream-esque stuff, your Mario Party and all that tournament stuff you're doing, what were you playing for you time? Aside from Flamingo attacking.
Flamingo time.
I've actually had very little time for playing games recently. However, finally, well, I wasn't really so much the one that's playing, but I got to experience Paper Mario with 1,000-Year Door again.
Oh, that masterpiece of gaming, right?
So
masterpiece.
When revisiting this again, because I play Paper Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64 like all the time, because not only is it a good game and very replayable, but the randomizer for it is absolutely fantastic. It's actually one of the nicest designed randomizers where there's so many fun settings. Like there's even one where you start off with you don't have boots, meaning Mario can't even jump on the world map, and it's actually kind of cool.
Do you need boost the jump?
So, but with the Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door, the reason why like I haven't really played it is there isn't really randomizer for, and there's one, but it's not nearly as good. Where it doesn't really have any like settings really. Yeah. But I got to try it out because I had like fond memories of this game. So like I remember like a lot of great things because Eric, you played this game, right?
I got to
you streamed it.
I streamed it for a bit. I never finished it, but I must have said I've probably had 20 some odd hours into it. Maybe it's a long one. Like it's not short by any means. It's a long one. So it's about 20 some odd hours.
It is a long one, and it does a lot of things great, but also does a lot of things not so great after revealing, because believe it or not, Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door commits a lot of things that would be cardinal sins as far as game design, because like chapter 3 is phenomenal, absolutely fucking phenomenal, but then after that chapter you are actually stuck with chapters where you're constantly having to backtrack and it's irritating. And it actually really it dampens the experience, because
it did that whole Skyward thing. That was the problem I had with Skyward Sword, where I had to keep backtracking to areas where I thought I was done with them.
Yes. So like
the only example I can think of for me, which I played a game where I backtracked quite a lot, was Bloodborne.
Yeah, but at least like that's like a decent amount of the backtracking where you don't really recognize, because like obviously those areas are different. With Paper Mario, it's so self-aware to the point where like you're done with chapter 5 and you have to go back and forth on like this little tropical island many times, and then when you're done with the chapter, like, oh thank God, the end of the chapter that was pretty good. But then when you think you're done, when you're like, all right, chapter 6, let's go, this is one of the best chapters, then it sends you back on the fucking island. Because And then you have to find like some kind of like ring, and you have to go to the end of the island. But first, the person must apologize to his wife 100 times. You have to just spam the skip dialogue option, and it's like, no, no wonder why this game felt so long, because I have to deal with shit like this. So, because Paper Mario for the N64 had like big, wide open areas, like. And there are parts of the game where, like, if you remember, like, Chapter 2 or, say, Chapter 5, which is, like, Yoshi's Tropical Island, where even just avoiding all battles, like, there is, like, a lot of, like, area to explore. There's a lot of different things you can do, and which is really cool. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, the areas are, like, maybe 3 screens small in Chapter 4 and 5 and Chapter 6. It's pretty much like you're exclusively on a train, but I actually kind of like that one, like, because that one's different. It actually changes the Mario formula. I'm talking about Thousand Year Door, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then Chapter 7, Chapter 7, so the main gist is you're supposed to find this guy called General White, and he's a Bob-omb that's in charge of something. Like, if you haven't gotten that far, Eric, I don't want to spoil, but like, you're supposed to find him. But the thing is, the game makes you search every single town in the game.
Oh God.
And by the time you start from Chapter 1, and then you find out he just left. Then you go to the town area in Chapter 2, he just left. Then Chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, and then finally Chapter number 7, and then well, actually no, you don't even get a hint about where he is. You just mentioned something about home, and then you finally go to where you're supposed to be in Chapter 7, and you're like, oh my God! And then finally you're able to, like, complete the chapter, and it's like, this is just unnecessary game design.
So it's literally adding like an hour to 2 hours of playtime just to finish it. Yeah.
Like, games back then, like, there wasn't some kind of, like, rule book on, like, they actually probably had a standard. It's like, we want our game, because it's an RPG, we want the game to be a certain amount of hours. So, and because we're low on development time, we want you to design add in little things to try and make sure we reach that certain amount of hours.
So they added a lot of filler.
Yeah, by just making you do stupid little things. I love this game. Like, if Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, like, avoided all those things, it probably would be the best Paper Mario, but because it does all these things that just get on my absolute nerves, I can't possibly put this as my favorite Paper Mario game.
I looked into Thousand Year Door when the pandemic took off, and that game just shot through the roof. Like, it literally just shot through the roof in price. I think at one point it was almost $200
Yikes.
to get a copy. Yeah, it shot through the roof.
Don't
And I'm
blame
like,
them,
what's
'cause,
the big deal about this game? I had never played it. I heard so much about it or whatever. So we obviously loaded up the old aquarium on the PC and fired it up. And actually, I might have done this the Wii way. I might have broken a Wii to play it this way. I don't remember.
You broke a Wii?
Well, I'm saying that in
Smash.
Yeah,
Smash Wii for
I
Mario.
broke the Wii in ways that just made the Wii better, if you catch my drift.
Oh, I know which way.
Yeah. I broke the Wii to make it. I broke the Wii, which actually fixed the Wii in a lot of ways. We'll just say that, right? So
you use Zen's back massager to break it?
Yeah, just hammered at it. So we fired it up.
I'm gonna make your Wii better.
Yeah, make it better. So we fired up the Wii and we played it this way, I think. And I enjoyed it a lot because it does all these weird things that most Mario games don't. It's well aware of its humor. It's well aware of its sarcasm. It even has like some social commentaries in it that are kind of poking at you a little bit. Like when you're in that first town or whatever, and like there's the thieves and like the hoodlums or whatever. Like they have some urban, characteristics to them.
Yeah. There's actually one guy where it sounds like you're doing a drug deal.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
It's literally just weird. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I got really, really into it. And like, I got up to this point. I don't even know if it was 20 hours, but I got up to this point where you collect this necklace, and she was like this beautiful, like celebrity woman or something at the time. I forget. I'd probably go dive back into it.
Well, she lost her necklace. All you gotta ask is like, are you looking for a pearl necklace?
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Fix the Wii, we'll get you one.
Yeah, because like that NPC has big boobs. It's like, this is an E for everyone game. What the hell are you doing, Nintendo?
That's what I'm saying. It's weird. It's a weird
What's
game.
the name of this game again?
This is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Thousand Year Door. Okay, and that's my backlog.
So, one last little thing about it. You like at first glance you think, oh, Nintendo, Mario, it's like it's friendly, it's poppy. The Paper Mario game for this N64 was like cute and fuzzy and really cool. Like the end boss was even like funny and whimsical. You fought Bowser. At the end of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, I'm not going to say this, but like the game is actually dark. Like holy shit!
It's a weird. It does that whole thing that Link's Awakening did when it came out on the Game Boy. It threw whatever it could at the wall and saw what stuck.
Oh God, yeah, Link's Awakening. That was that ending was quite like holy crap.
Paper
Link's
Mario
Awakening
Door has that effect too.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They threw a bunch of stuff at the door to see what stuck in. It was great, and that's why Link's Awakening is one of my favorites. It's so weird and out there, and it has one of the best endings I think you could get in a Zelda game.
I will actually say this: I feel that the very subtle dark undertone of the game actually may have inspired the Undertale, because it actually has a lot of Undertale vibes. So like if you guys are a fan of the game and how like friendly it could appear to be at times, and then like dark, definitely fucking dark, then it probably got it from Paper Mario.
It truly is. I could see why people were shelling out hundreds of dollars to get to play this. So like it literally, and there's no other way to get it legitimately. There's no other way to get it. It's not on it's not been re-released. It's not on any of the online services or whatever Nintendo.
Unless Nintendo wants to release it on, the Nintendo Switch.
We can't even get the damn Zelda games that were on the Wii U. That's a whole different story. But there's no way to play this legitimately without paying for the $200 GameCube disc. But unless you want to go to the aquarium. So, it's a wild one. It's a good one. It's just a wild one. So that was your gaming journey. How'd the Final Fantasy X thing go? Did it finish?
Oh, haven't gotten back to playing it just yet. So like kind of on the fence.
I keep looking at it in my Steam wish list. A bunch of stuff went on sale during Christmas, and I didn't pick it up. Yeah. I was like, but
I've put a few things up on the wish list, but not too much.
Yeah, Steam sales, man, right at Christmas time, and they just take all your money.
The only game that I got for Steam like over the holidays was my mod. He got me a copy of something called Pummel Party, which is like Bar Party, but for Steam.
Interesting.
And I can't wait to try it out.
Let me see here. Pummel Party. Oh, we are loading up Steam right now. I want to see what Pummel Party is.
It looks quite aggressive.
PUMM. Pummel Party. Okay. Let's see. 4-8-player online local multiplayer party game. Finds friends or AI using a wide array of server items in the board mode and to completely destroy friendships in a unique collection.
Oh my god, there's actually blood in the game.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's not Nintendo. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is basically Mario Party.
Yeah.
What the
Mario
hell?
Party, but with murder.
Nice. That looks cool. I'll add this to the wish list here, so I don't forget. Add the wish list. But that's cool. So I did a lot of I'm doing this new thing. I'm trying to tackle my backlog in different ways, right? We all have a backlog, I'm sure.
Same.
You, all three of us here, I'm sure half of the listeners on this thing here have a backlog they don't know what to do with, right?
Mine's 4 pages long.
I have a back and I have a log.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a crack.
There we go. Maybe we'll call the episode backlog.
I am not massaging that, Bill. You massage your own crack.
No. You gotta come over and massage it for me, then. This is the rules.
Is this some kind of British
You know
thing?
the rules, and so do I.
You guys just love it.
Kind of British thing. You Yanks don't know a good day until you do a crack massage.
Exactly.
With
You're
a bit
not
of tea
British
and
until
crumpets.
you massage my crack.
Exactly.
With some tea and crumpets on the side. Wow. Brits are weird, man.
I know.
But so I'm tackling the whole way to tackle this backlog thing. So what I'm doing now, and I'm going to try this throughout the year, I'm going to start up 3 to 4 different games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to see which one sticks in the one that I keep going with. And then from there, I'll be like, okay, those are the ones I'm going to keep going with and tackle the backlog. So over the break, we started up a bunch of different games, and I'm finding the ones that stick. So we started up. Here's a list we started up with. We started up with. We did some Cuphead. We fired back up Cuphead.
Ooh. God, I'm having flashbacks on that game.
We fired up. Now, a lot of this came from the Steam sale too. Over time, we fired up Persona 4 Golden.
Nice.
And then we fired up Spider-Man. The Spider-Man remastered, the PS5 version. We fired that guy up. Yeah, we fired that guy up. And then we fired up Death Stranding.
Nice.
And we fired up Kenna. So
is that the Spirit of Bridges game? Yeah,
Spirits of Bridges. So
yeah.
Here's what's sticking. And then we finished over the break. I think it was over the break. We finished Horizon Forbidden West, and then we platinumed it. We got the platinum for that guy. That's done in the books.
Good.
That actually reminds me. There was a game that I actually managed to install, and that I've been really, really, really wanting to play because I've been on a Witcher binge. And do you know you know my friend Just Evers, right?
Yeah, Evers. Mm-hmm. I love Evers. Great girl.
Evers was been playing the Witcher 3 game, so I managed to figure out that I have a copy of the Witcher 3.
How do you randomly just have a copy? Like,
don't
he was prepared. Okay. He was prepared, Eric.
But the thing is, though, my DVD drive is dead. But turns out you can get the entire. Not only just Witcher 3 plus the DLC, but all the games for $16 Canadian on Steam.
Yep.
So I got that shit, and I'm excited to play it.
Nice.
Witcher 3 is just this incredible achievement
fantastic.
in gaming.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was so good.
That was another one I fired up for a bit too when we were doing the Steam Deck test. Plus they did that update now where it has like all the ray tracing and all that good stuff they added to the system.
Next gen update.
It actually reminds me, we should see if Evers wants to join the show one time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hannah and I were actually talking, and she was actually on the list of people to have. She was in our top 5.
Yeah,
to bring aboard.
Evers is one of those like very, very, very short list of people that can deal with my shit.
Yeah, as mine and anyone else's, But So we fired up that we did Witcher 3 for some of the Steam Deck stuff. That was more me just playing with the Steam Deck, seeing how far I could take the thing, right? But we finished Horizon Forbidden West. That thing's platinumed. It's done. That was literally map vomit, and I'm like, oh, thank God this is over, right?
I've yet to start that game. I have it, but I've not started it.
If you have the intentions of platinuming of it, you're gonna hate it. If you just want to play it and enjoy it and get through the story, then you'll have a good time. Good to know.
Yeah, I just want to play him.
Yeah, just play.
Maybe multiple playthroughs.
Yeah, if you're just
it's
playing,
one of those games
that
is like geared towards multiple playthroughs.
Right, exactly. Otherwise, if you try to do everything at once in one playthrough, you're gonna just get bored. And then what else did we do? And then Spider-Man. So Spider-Man got platinumed. I actually went through and platinumed Spider-Man Remastered.
Nice.
That guy's done. I did not do the DLCs yet. Yeah, it's not hard. It's just a lot to do.
35 hours for me in total for my first playthrough.
Something like that is what I put into it. It was a lot of just waiting for things to trigger and then go and do them, and then it's just a lot to do. It's a lot.
It's just one of those for games that you can like get it all done, but it just takes a bit of time.
Right, and if you do it the traditional way, where you go and beat the story first and then go back, I think it makes it more grueling. Whereas if you're doing if you're doing the stuff while you're playing the story, it flows a bit better. But that's
kind of like with Pokemon. I got distracted by all the things I had to do them.
So that one's done. I'm stoked about that one's done. And then
oh god, I just had another thing about Pokemon in my brain that I'm like about. Oh god, sorry.
Well, hate it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's Pokemon. But what else? Okay, so Persona 4 Golden, I've backburnered it because it's too much dialogue. It's too much
Yeah.
dialogue and selecting and click, 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 click. This game was literally 2.5 hours before I even got into a battle. And I'm like, I feel like that's too long.
Is Persona 5 like that? I think Persona 5 is like that.
I don't know. I have it, but I haven't touched it yet. But like Persona 4, it's literally just a couple hours before you even like hit a battle. And to me, that might just be my personal opinion, but I don't know. To me, a couple hours before even kind of engaging in the game and seeing what you're doing is too long.
Yeah, that might explain why Persona 4 looks great. But my brother actually thinks Persona 3 is the best of the series. Like, he likes it more than 5.
Is that did they put that one on Steam too?
They're working on all of them, I think.
Okay.
To release on all platforms.
That's a work in progress then. Okay.
Yeah,
because
cool.
like Alice is going to milk the ever-living shit out of that franchise.
Yeah. Okay. So that got backburnered. I'm just not in the. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's an entry in Steam, but it's not like available.
Yeah. It's like they're releasing it in waves, basically.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, I'm just not in the mode for it right now. Like, I don't want to sit through all this text and this dialogue and all this kind of stuff to just finally get to somewhere. So it's a little slow for me right now. I'm not that dedicated into it. So that got backburnered. What else did we touch? Death Stranding.
Is that freaky?
It's fucking weird.
Yep.
It's weird and it's beautiful. It's Kojima level beauty in a video game. Everything is so cinematic. The graphics are gorgeous. They gave you the game on Epic during the holidays.
This is the thing. I got some money for Christmas, so I bought Death Stranding because it's on the top of my wish list for like a year.
And then they gave it away.
Then I got told that by a good friend of mine who is a good source with like leaks and information about leaks, that it was going to be the free game on Christmas Day on Epic, and I was like, "You motherfuckers!" So I had to make the decision of, do I keep it on Steam or do I just refund it and then spend just like £5 for the director's cut upgrade?
That's what I took it on Epic. I got the free game on it because I actually have a disc copy. I got used at like a vendor somewhere, right? It was $10 to do the director's cut on the PlayStation 5. It was $6 to do the director's cut on Epic. I was like, you know what? They gave me the game for free. I'll just do it on Epic. PC goodness, let's roll. So
that's what I did. I just decided to refund and then get my money back and then just spend £5 on the director's cut.
It's this beautiful. It's cinematically just beautiful and gorgeous, and it's like incredible looking, right? But again, I'm getting into this mode where I'm like, oh God, I have to sit through another cutscene. I have to sit through this and sit through that just before I start doing things in the game. And then I got to the point where I start doing things in the game, and it's not very action packed. You're collecting boxes. You're rolling around the world, stacking up boxes and making deliveries and all that stuff. This is that whole syndrome I get on PAL about. I'm like, why are you paying for games where you have to do a job?
But well, if I will say, if you get a chance to play the new God of War games, the cutscenes are like that, but then you get straight into the action right afterwards. So I think you'd probably like that a bit more.
Hopefully, I'll touch this. So this one's backburnered. I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm not in that mental state to feel it, right? So it's backburnered. Now we're going on to the other two. Kenna is incredible. Kenna is an incredible game. It's like Dark Souls meets a Pixar movie almost.
Ooh.
It has the beauty of a Pixar movie, but it has some of the action-packed stuff that a Dark Souls game would. Like fast-paced, like slashing and hacking, and
I think that's on my backlog.
Yeah, you're diving around and you're doing barrel rolls.
Bridge of Spirits, right?
Yeah, Bridge of Spirit. Beautiful game.
Absolutely.
Incredible looking, and it's a fun game. It's got this beautiful story. It's very intriguing. The character has very minimal conversation in the game, but it's very touching. So this one's sticking. Sticking. We're rolling with this. We like it. I'm going to keep playing this. I'm loving it so far. Controls look great. The game runs great on PC. It's good. Okay, we're going with this. Now let's get to God of War. I'm not doing Ragnarok. I'm doing the original 2018 God of War.
Oh, when you said original, I thought you were going straight all back to 2005 and then the original. No, that's
too. I can't fire a PS2 for this, but we're doing the 2018 reboot God of War, right? this was slow to me too. I was like, okay, it's a lot of action packed punching and fighting and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not feeling what's grasping what's make this game so great that people make it seem so great, right?
Yeah.
Then I got to this part where I fought a dragon.
Oh yeah, the dragon part. That one's really.
I got to the
good.
dragon thing, and then now I'm hooked. And now I'm starting to build this relationship with my kid and our conversation, and we're starting to become more touching, right? It's starting to hit a little bit differently. So now I'm really getting immersed in God of War, and I'm like, okay, I see it now. It just took time.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful game too. That's powerhouse on a PS4. That thing was on a PS4 and it looked great. 5 just as good.
PS5 looks even better.
Zenith looks like he's dead.
No,
he's concentrating.
Someone clipped Zenith looking dead. Like he's
Morgan,
literally...
you know what to do.
I thought he froze.
I was just looking at something that was like at the bottom of my screen. That's all.
He's just like...
We're just having a conversation gushing about God of War and stuff, and Zen's just like...
Yeah, I haven't played God of War, so I just I'm listening to you guys. I'm also looking at something because I don't have any input at the game because I haven't played it.
You got to remember, everyone that's listening, Zen is a man of focus, commitment, and sheer fucking
determination. He also likes to just torture and abuse himself.
That's also true.
But
you may call me a bottom, but I'm not the one that asked to massage my bottom. So
that's on
massage. I asked you to massage it.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you're the real bottom.
So yeah,
but then if you're massaging it, then you're technically at the bottom because you are the one who's just massaging.
Eric played God of War. You played God of Bottom.
Bottom of War.
Bottom of War.
So yeah, God of War is literally a fantastic game. That one's sticking. So I think that over the next month we're doing Kenna and we're gonna do God of War and get through these this month because those two are sticking and they're great. I like it. God of War really kind of grasped onto me and I'm like, okay, I get this. I'm rolling with it. And now I'm starting to get worried because there's like all kinds of stuff I need to get through. I need to get through Final Fantasy. Although I don't know if I need to or not, but like Final Fantasy 15 before 16 comes. You
don't need to.
No, they're mostly
the
independent.
stories are not like linked and stuff, but if you want to, you can. That's what I've been told by a buddy of mine.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a Final Fantasy game that is linked, with the exception of like 10 and 10-2 and 13-2.
I guess 7 too, because 7 has a lot of linking stories through it, doesn't it? Like Crisis Core and stuff.
7 became the one that 7 became what Final Fantasy was known for. So now a lot of stuff links to that game in some way, shape, or form in the universe. So that's been my gaming off the whole thing. So at this point, we're gonna go ahead and we'll take a break. And then we'll come back and we'll spend the last hour and we'll talk about some of the Game of Year stuff that happened. We'll
Sounds good.
Talk about the picks this year and what was worth it and what wasn't, and we'll go from there. All right, so you're listening to Good Friends, Good Games. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Good Friends, Good Games in the hot dog flavored water.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're coming in with that one.
Yeah. So all these inside jokes here on the show here. We just took our break and Dill literally cooks and eats hot dogs the most disgusting humanly way possible. So we're gonna spare you that.
Hannah, please don't fire us.
We're gonna spare you that discussion. But before we talk into Game of the Year, I forgot about the stuff we were doing over there. So remember a couple years ago, Logitech did that $1,500 gaming chair.
Oh yeah, that like ergonomics one.
Yeah, the ergonomic M-Body, right? That's Logitech branded. So I was driving down the street one day in one of the neighborhoods local to us, and there is a Herman Miller store. So I pull over. I'm like, I got to see what this is all about. So I go in, right? And I said, hey, I'm interested in one of your specific chairs. The sales guy was very, very nice, by the way. He knows they know these things are a huge investment and you're not necessarily going to walk out the door with one, right? So, but they're very nice people. So the guy's like, okay, what are you looking for? What's your height, your weight, stuff like that. And like, what do you do in your chair? How often are you in your chair, et cetera, right? So he was like, okay, let's point you over. He points me over to the Logitech M Body, right? And he's like, take a seat in this for me. And then he tells me how to sit. Like back straight, arms up to a certain point. Your arms are your shoulders should not be doing this. They should not lift up anything. They should just be, neutral, right?
Are you riding a bicycle?
Yeah. No, not like that. But this guy sits me down in this chair, and this man literally changed my life because he showed me all the fucked up ways I've been sitting in a chair that are just destroying your back.
Ooh.
And he's like, yeah, you're supposed to sit like this. Your arms are supposed to rest. You're supposed to be, your feet, your legs are supposed to be at 90 degrees bent.
I have one leg I'm currently sat on right now. Is that bad?
That's hella bad.
I do, but no.
But then again, you do weird things over there. We just talked about your hot dog.
Sure.
So
yeah,
we do.
Yeah, my chair is mesh, and actually has like a lower part for the lower back, and
same.
This part over here, and it's a really nice, but at the same time, not exactly the most comfortable chair I sat on. Like the more I sit in it.
Right. So
my
this
chair's
thing
comfy, but it's just like my posture is not great.
Someone's asking questions about the chat here. Well, I missed the question, but
yeah, is regarding what chair?
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is the Herman Miller M Body we're talking about here. So the gentleman sits you down and measures you in the chair and all this stuff, and he goes over like the weight limits and all this stuff, which I was well under. And the Logitech version of the chair is cushier. It has a thicker cushion and stuff like that, but it has all these amazing lumbar supports. You can adjust the lumbar so it kind of hits your back more and all this kind of stuff, because it's in the ideal design is you sit and your legs are 90 degrees bent. So you're not supposed to like dip with your legs up. You know what I'm kind of mean? Almost like a squatting. You know how some people kind of sit low and then their legs are up like you're squatting?
Like the squatty potty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, you're supposed to be 90 degrees, your legs supposed to, and then I did not realize how comfortable it was until you sit for a few minutes like that, because it felt weird to me at first because you're so used to sitting a certain way in your chair at home. And your body kind of adapts to that. That's why you get back problems and stuff. Your body adapts and tries to compensate. When I sat and I got comfortable and I realized, wow, this is actually really, really comfortable. And it's like, I don't feel any pain right now, or I don't feel any discomfort. So like he goes to think this chair full price is like $1,700. Like, yeah. But I look at it and obviously I can't afford $1,700. So, but I do look at it for someone that does have the means. You look at this like a bed, because the gentleman asks you, how often are you, or how long are you sitting in your chair? And if you are like us and you're in your chair 8 to 12 hours a day, you almost have to treat the chair as an investment, like a bed. Because this is one of the other things people can tend to cheap out on, is a bed. But you're in your bed 8 hours like 7 to 8 hours a day average, right? So a good bed that supports your back and stuff is a very smart investment. You know, a lot of recommendations I make to people is like, I'm not the fan of advocating. I don't advocate financing furniture. Like if you buy a house or you get an apartment, don't go finance a couch. Don't finance all this. If you're going to finance anything, a bed and a mattress, because that is something that will have a grave effect on your back and stuff over time, because you're in it for so long. And now I'm starting to believe the office chair thing. If you can afford $800 or $1,800, $1,800 for a chair, by all means do it, because it will save your back. You know, these things. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
These things.
Oh, shit. The name's still there.
You can't hide the truth.
These things are not that great.
No.
You know, they sell it like it's taking care of your back and all that stuff, but it's all.
Is that a gaming chair?
It's one of the gaming chairs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After sitting in, what is it? What are those most popular, or at least like more used gaming chair brands?
There's the Racer, the DX Racer, there's the
DX
Titan.
For what they're priced,
Secret
they
Labs.
look like cockpits for chairs, but they are absolute just like it's like sitting on like a bed of nails after a while.
That's the
Where-
interesting thing too, because you think about this, they tried to market it like to look like a racing car chair, right? Like a racing chair. The whole thing is racing chairs weren't designed to be sat in hours at a time. They're designed to be sat in and keep you in secure place and position so you don't break anything, you know, in an accident. But they've designed these chairs to make it look like this is the comfort, the maximum level of comfort, and it's not. The cushions on these things are not very secure. They thin out, they get flat or whatever. But the guy was going over the materials for this $1,800 chair. It had a double rub resiliency of like 180,000 rubs, double rubs. So this on a chair.
Yeah.
It was designed. The material is designed to withstand 180,000 times of doing that. So it's like the material. The odds of you ruining the material in.
I could just imagine a scientist just rubbing in a material for like 180,000 times.
They have machines that do it. Like they have.
I'm gonna say because if it was a human doing it, it'd be getting very tired very quickly.
Because they do this to test like materials for you know, luxury vehicles and all that kind of stuff. Like they have machines to test the durability of materials, because it's also a cost factor for them, like how much they're spending, you know, on the material and all that stuff. But I would say if you can afford it or you have the means to do it, then $1,800 does not seem that far off from a quality chair that you're going to spend a good portion of your day in. Because a good quality chair, just like a good quality bed, will save you hundreds of $1,000s in medical bills.
Yeah.
When you're trying to fix your back, you know.
Yeah, I think my next chair purchase will actually will probably be something that's pricey like that. It will not be a gaming chair. Those companies are a scam. They are not getting another dime from me.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And they're all made by the same place. Like they're all made in the
Pretty
same
much.
factory. They're just branded different. But
Yep.
there are other means to get one. So like if you can't afford the $1,800 one, there are office supply places that will take like furniture and refurbish it. And you can get them more like the $500 to $600 range. If you look carefully, like, and do some shopping, you can get a Herman Miller used for about $500 to $600.
Yeah. I don't have a Herman Miller, but the one that I got is probably one of the more comfortable chairs that I've sat in, but it doesn't exactly say, because I spend hours in this chair, that I'm not going to be able to get the most optimal comfort unless if I'm able to get one of those Herman Miller chairs.
Right. And honestly, too, on top of it, you should be getting up and stretching every couple of hours anyway.
Yeah, regardless.
But I just thought it was an interesting anecdote, because I know some of you guys look at it like, oh, or there's definitely people that have looked at like $1,800. It's a stupid price to pay for a chair.
No,
But
it's actually worth it.
I sat in one and it was like quite the experience. I was like, wow.
Like, I can understand like not wanting to pay that price for like maybe like a dining room chair or just something that you're not going to spend much time in. But like,
it's just like I said, just like your bed. If you're in your office chair just as much as you are in your bed, then you got to spend the money to protect your back. It's just interesting.
Yeah,
it's more an
like
investment.
Like that's why. Oh my god, thankfully I have a good bed and mattress now. But my last one, I was sleeping on like a double futon mattress.
Oh.
And think about, there's a reason why my last two ex-girlfriends, they called it the Flintstones bed. Because it was like a stone slab. One night, my brother, he had surgery, so like he needed some company, because like he wasn't comfortable, so I let him spend the night on my bed. But the thing is, his butt bruised just from sleeping on it after one night. And he's like, what is this stone slab you sleep on? I'd rather sleep on the floor. It's like, sorry.
Jesus, man.
So now I have a much better bed.
That's good. So yeah, if you're honestly in the market for a chair, look at an ergonomic chair. Don't worry about it looking cool or whatever.
This one is that I
Yeah.
got right here.
Because here's a little thing. If you haven't noticed, a lot of these gaming chair companies are now starting to sell an ergonomic version of their product.
Why.
Gee, who would have thought, right? Oh, you mean to tell me the one you were originally selling wasn't good for my back? You know? So I just thought that would be an interesting anecdote for you guys. So yeah, I've sat in the Herman Miller M body, and it was an experience.
Good.
It was,
but yeah, to actually comment on what Morgan said, do not sleep on a futon, and also do not sleep on a couch, because like they will wreck your spine. They will wreck everything.
I've slept on plenty of couches before.
Yeah, I mean, once in a blue moon isn't a big deal. It's the 24/7.
Well,
like when you've been doing it for like a long while, then it's actually going to have disastrous effects on your physical health.
No, for me, it was like I went to visit my friend at university, and the only place I could sleep was a couch, and it was more wooden than it was actual padding. So I slept on that for like a week.
You're better off getting like an air mattress and just throwing it on the floor. And
yeah, that's why when I came out the second time around, I got an air mattress.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If like any of you guys ever make it over here and you stay here, I'll have an air mattress for you guys. We'll just put one on the floor here.
Didn't I sleep on your couch when I came up?
We had time? Like it wasn't like it was
a very comfy couch.
It was a lounge, like it was almost like a big lounge chair.
Yeah,
it wasn't quite a futon, wasn't quite a couch. It was more like a lounge chair. It was designed to like sit down, like kind of like you're laying and sitting, and read and stuff like that. That's what it was designed for. But kudos to IKEA. But okay, some of the Game of the Year stuff. So we had the Game of the Year celebration, as we do every December.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't quite get the scheduling to work out to watch it together. That didn't quite work out.
I watched it with some friends. It was fun.
I didn't realize it was during the week. I thought it was like on a Friday or a Saturday. I didn't realize they did it during the week.
It was a Thursday, which was my day off from work. So I was like, yes, I can watch it.
So let's go over a couple of the categories here. We'll spend a little bit of time on this. We're not going to go through every category, obviously, but we'll go through a couple of the categories here that are probably the most key things here. So let's go ahead and let's look at what do we want to look at here? Okay, so we have Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Score and Music, Audio Design, Best Performance, Best Mobile Game. Okay. The one thing I do want to look at here is let's go ahead and look at the... Wait, they have a category for Content Creator of the Year?
Yeah, they do.
Who won
I
that?
think Ludwig won that one.
Ludwig won that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Ludwig won it.
I mean, I don't know who the other four are, but... Oh, well, Cutie Cinderella is like one of those Twitch people, right?
Cutie is literally Ludwig's girlfriend.
Yeah, who are the other ones?
Oh shit, sorry. Hold on, let me go back.
Just out of curiosity.
Carl Jacobs.
Oh, that guy that works with Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, is that who he... Okay, Ludwig Nebelian.
Oh, Nebelian is the guy. He does a lot of like news on Twitter, but I think he left Twitter recently.
Yeah, so like he's not coming back. So
okay, and then we have No Brew. I don't know who No Brew is.
No Brew.
And then Cutie Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Ludwig won Content Creator of the Year. I've only seen some of his content. I've watched more of his like news oriented content on YouTube.
I've watched some of his mogul mail stuff. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we've got some of these categories are going to overlap here. We got like Best Action Game. Okay, Best Action Game. We have Bayonetta 3, which we talked about during the whole voiceover debacle. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 needs no introduction. Neon White is an interesting one. Are you guys familiar with Neon White at all?
It's that one that's kind of like a rhythm shooting game.
Yeah, it's like a rhythm shooting speed running game, and the whole idea is to get through it like faster than everybody else. Very, very cool concept. It had a lot of praise. And then we had Sifu, which I did not play at all.
I didn't play that either.
And then we had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is the retro revival of Ninja Turtles in a side-scrolling beat-em-up format, which, full transparency there, that was actually one of my favorite games of the year, if not the favorite, but it was in my top 5 of the year. A lot of nostalgia, a lot of childhood memories or some, Turtles in Time-esque beating, side-scrolling. Me and Pal played it a lot together. And we were beating, doing just straight up fighting Foot Clan for a couple hours.
Nice.
So the winner of the best action game category was Bayonetta 3. Did any of us in here play Bayonetta? I feel like one of us did.
So
Rachel did.
I own it, but I haven't played it yet. I got it for Christmas from my cousin, but I've not started it yet.
Gotcha.
But I have played the first 2 games, and I really enjoyed the first 2 games.
Okay, so Bayonetta is the best action game of the year. Sim Strategy. Which one was this one?
Sim Strategy.
I'm not familiar with the other games. I did not play these other ones. But the winner of the Sim Strategy category was the Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Honest answer, I didn't see that advertised that much, really, when it was
forgot
released.
I forgot it came out.
Yeah, it came out in October.
There was like a small little article that said that the developers were disappointed that it hasn't gotten much attention, but they expect it to do well in the long run.
Okay, fair enough.
So this one's going to be interesting to you guys. This is the best multiplayer category. Obviously, most cases, the best multi-category. Well, let me go over through the nominees here. So we have the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, Splatoon 3, Overwatch 2, Multiverses, which is basically like the WB version of Smash Brothers.
Yep.
And then you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
This one's going to be surprising. Surprisingly enough, Splatoon 3 won the category for the year.
As they should. Because I actually would have been kind of pissed that Overwatch 2 would have won, based off of it's Blizzard. Because
but it's also
it was a disastrous launch.
It was absolutely the worst launch they've had, except for Diablo Immortal, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh god, I almost forgot that Diablo Immortal. I'm so fixated on.
I wish we could all forget about Diablo Immortal, honestly.
Is that the one that was the one that was on the phone?
Diablo Immortal is the mobile game. Yeah, it's the one that they embarrassed themselves on stage with, and even the crowd was booing it because they were thinking it was going to be like Diablo 2 remake, which they eventually got, and all Diablo 4
or Diablo 4. But no, it's here's Diablo Mobile, and then everyone's and then that guy showed up, went in front of the microphone, and is is this some kind of out of season April Fool's joke?
Yeah.
And everyone's just I'm going to worship this man. So here's what's interesting. Honestly, I didn't think Overwatch 2 would do it. Overwatch 2 kind of had the number one, they had the disastrous launch with the people not being able to get in and all that kind of stuff. We talked about it on the pod. And then 2, it kind of just fizzled into a wet fart and, didn't keep the momentum.
It's not even that different from the original game.
No.
It's just basically got some updates and that's it.
And I think what's a little upsetting is that people that paid for Overwatch 1 can't even play Overwatch 1 anymore. They just zipped it from existence. So, but you would think, okay, Overwatch 2, Modern Warfare is a strong contender for this, right? There's almost no reason why it wouldn't get it, right? It's the sequel to the most successful Call of Duty, in recent history. It makes sense that 2 would kind of overtake this. But here's what's neat about Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3 has outperformed. This was back in September.
Yep.
Splatoon 3 outperformed every other Switch launch in Japan. They hit they put almost just shy of 3.5 million units in Japan in the first 3 days of its release.
Damn.
That's fucking insane to me. So this
community.
The community playing this thing. The previous record holder was Animal Crossing, which had 1.8 million units. So it almost doubled the sales. Of Animal Crossing. So Splatoon 3 has a huge following in Japan now, and this kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
this kind of makes sense, especially when you're considering where a majority of this voting comes from, which I don't know, to be honest. But Splatoon 3 was your multiplayer of the year. And then let's go back here. Another one that's I always take interest in here. We have Best Action and Adventure. This is where your God of War Ragnarok sat, Forbidden West, Stray, and then Plague Tale. The winner of this... Elden Ring in it. Oh, Tunic too. Tunic was actually an incredible game. So God of War Ragnarok took that category. I think God of War took most of them, right?
It won 5 categories and also got Best Performance Christopher Judge as Kratos in God of War Ragnarok.
Right. So God of War Ragnarok was the darling this year. But
But
Let me see what else do I got here. And then this is another one that's always interesting: is the best indie game.
oh yeah, Stray.
Yeah, Stray won that category. That had Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, and Sifu, and Stray. Oh, and Tunic. Stray is an interesting one, which we'll talk about when we get to Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And then Best Community Support is also an interesting one. Final Fantasy 14, that's no fucking surprise, to be honest.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is just like, if you could be like a novice to the game, be introduced to it, and the community is like, hey, you look like you're new, let's just give you all this stuff, and like, oh, if you want to help with this raid, there you go. That's literally what Final Fantasy 14 community
Final
does.
Fantasy 14 is one of the most friendly, I think,
yeah,
online games in recent years.
It is.
So that makes no sense. Plus, they had a huge up boost this year or this past year when, what is it? World of Warcraft kind of shit the bed, and then
oh god, yeah,
yep,
all those streamers shot up to 14.
I know so many people that canceled their WoW subscriptions,
right? And they migrated over to 14.
Final Fantasy 14 because
good.
Yes,
and then we'll go ahead and we'll go to the best game. This is weird. I don't know what the difference between best game and best game direction. I'm sorry.
Best game direction. Yeah.
Best game direction was we have Elden Ring, God of War, Ragnarok, Forbidden West, and Immortality. Elden Ring took this category.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not surprised.
Let's get to our nitty gritty here, and let's talk about the game of the year, and then we'll talk about our games of the year. So, here are the nominees for your game of the year. This was Plague Tale Requiem, which I think you touched, right, Dale?
I played the first one. I haven't played the second one yet. I played a Plague Tale Innocence, which I did enjoy, but I have not played Requiem yet. Okay.
And then we have Elden Ring in this. We have God of War Ragnarok. We have Forbidden West. We have Stray. And then we have Xenoblade 3. You didn't touch Xenoblade, right, Dale? Nor Zenith, right?
I've never played Xenoblade before.
Okay. I tried the first game. It's too damn long for me. So... obviously, well, actually, it's not obviously, because God of War Ragnarok was the darling of this year, but Elden Ring actually won.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I already called it. I knew that Elden Ring was going to win. Like, even my friends that I was like watching the game were thinking that God of War was going to take it, but I'm like, it's not enough time. I think Elden Ring is still going to take it.
It's like God of War would have taken it any year. Except for this one, there's not even like a very good Zelda Mario game or like Uncharted, or I'm not even sure like if a Last of Us release would have overtook Elden Ring.
No. Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Okay, because we all have there's all games in here that we've all touched in some way, shape, or form. So, Xenoblade, we don't have much commentary on that because none of us have touched it. I played Stray. I played Horizon.
You enjoyed it.
I played Stray, I played Horizon, I played Elden Ring, and I have not touched God of War. But Dill has touched it, and so the only two that are out of this list realistically are Plague Tale and Xenoblade, and then the rest of us have either we played them or we saw somebody play them.
Yes.
So let's go through this thing before we get to Elden Ring. Okay, so we have Stray. Stray is kind of this weird, interesting game that kind of got through viral marketing. That kind of took its time, or kind of came to light here in viral marketing. So it was marketed as kind of like this weird game where you just play as a stray cat and you go around and you hop around and you do cute things, which obviously during our discussion is not what the game was.
No.
It was this dark, eerie, dystopian environment where you play as a cat and you try to escape.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to bring the people of these communities together by collecting items and restoring, relationships and stuff like that. It's actually, for a game that's only, 10 to 15 hours long, it's actually a very touching and deep game.
Yeah. That's why I got it on the sales, which I'm looking forward to playing it sometime this year.
And it ran really, really well. Like performance wise, it was pretty glitch free and it ran really, really well. And I think the thing about Stray 2 is it came at this moment in time of the year where there was nothing being released. Everything was either delayed
When did it come out? Was it June or was it August?
I want to say it was August, but let's see. Stray was released July. It was released in July. Which
that was the weird odd time where like Elden Ring was starting to like peter out because like people were like finishing up their playthroughs. No one had like God of War to look forward to, not even Splatoon. So like the summer was like really pretty much bare minimum as far as like gaming news goes.
Stuff got pushed.
Came on.
Stuff got pushed to the holidays or the next year, and then so Stray is just in this. Stray had free taking. Like Stray was like, oh, there's no one else playing anything else right now. Well, the perfect time, and people jumped onto it. Plus the viral marketing, the Twitter, the TikToks, all that kind of stuff really took the game off. So I could see why it got here. It's actually a really, really good game. It's actually an incredibly good game. Now,
not only that as well, it wasn't too expensive as well. It was like what, $30?
Yeah, it was a $30 game, which is a nice sweet spot because you figure a movie in LA is $20 to go to, and that's 2 hours of entertainment. Yeah, a movie in LA is about $20.
You can go to watch a movie in the UK for like £6.
Okay, well, let me rephrase this. We do have like $5 movie theaters. We have dollar movie theaters. But if you want to go watch like the latest Marvel or whatever, big blockbuster on Friday night, debut, it's $20. Almost as much as 25 if you're paying for IMAX and all that.
No, if you're in the UK, you can watch the latest film for like £6.
It must be nice. I can't comment.
If you want to get popcorn and drinks, though, then that will go up to like £15-20.
Yeah, there's your mortgage, right? Yeah. But so so $30 isn't bad for 20 hours of entertainment. This game has a reason why it got to where it's at. It's actually good. It deserves to be in this category. Okay, so now we have Horizon Forbidden West, which is kind of the underdog, I think, in all of this.
So Horizon Forbidden West, I think, would have maybe done better had it not released a week before Elden Ring.
Well, we talk about this all the time because this is what happened the first time. When Horizon Zero Dawn came out, it was like the same month as for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
They really, really need to work on that forecasting. Like, I'm pretty sure like these games sell well, but like at the same time, all their awards are going to go to like other like groundbreaking titles such as Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring. So
which it's kind of disappointing to me because Horizon Forbidden West is in that same category of AAA. It's got the same level of money investment and stuff into it. This game was not cheap to make.
No,
it was handled with the same love and care that most AAA releases would be, at least to my opinion, right? So again, it's just forecasting. Like they do not know when to release their games.
Nope.
I think if Elden Ring had come out on its original release date, it might have done better, but they pushed it back by a month due to like more testing that needed to be done with the game before it was
released. That is a fair assessment because Elden Ring was supposed to be out a month earlier, right? So Forbidden West was supposed to have the month to itself.
Yeah, and I think that was only like the only delay that it got as well, Elden Ring as well. And I was like, I'm not sure if Horizon Forbidden West got any delays or anything.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But yeah.
So it's for Horizon Forbidden West. Yes, it has a lot of map vomit. It has a lot of stuff to have you do to get a platinum and to keep you engaged and keep you going. It has too much stuff to do. And a lot of it has nothing to do, nothing in it that progresses the story, really. It's a lot of collecting and just side games and stuff to do. But the core story and the core gameplay mechanics and everything about this game is literally top notch. Is it my favorite game of the year? No, not by any means. It, like I said, it kind of turned into a trudging journey to get through. And then we have God of War Ragnarok, which is obviously, I think, the one next to Elden Ring everyone waited for this year.
Yeah, and that got delayed a few times, but that's just because of like, technical reasons plus like
logistics. Just logistics, getting stuff done. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's talk, God of War Ragnarok. Okay, so like Dill will be able to kind of talk about this more when we get into it. And then of course we have Elden Ring, okay?
Oof.
Elden Ring is the winner of the category, which I don't want to say obviously because I think God of War was probably the bigger contender. In terms of traditional video games, God of War was probably the bigger deal, right? But the thing Elden Ring, I think, had behind it is Elden Ring reached pop culture status when it got released.
I mean, not only
Yeah.
that as well, it was the most anticipated game 2 years in a row at the Game Awards from its announcement.
Right.
Like this is like we're talking about like a title that is probably as like influential or as about as hyped as Skyrim was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Skyrim was a big fucking deal. That's why we're still releasing versions of Skyrim to this day.
It just works.
Yeah. So like Elden Ring has probably, I'm not sure how much of like whatever effects that Elden Ring is going to have like as far as like game design goes, especially with AAA titles, we're probably not going to be seeing those for like another maybe 3-4 years, because I think someone mentioned that a lot of AAA game titles take about like 5-6 years now
To finish.
and people are where like currently right now we're still relatively early in the PS5 and the Xbox Series X dev cycles. Well, some AAA game titles, like if they haven't started the planning stages or anything like that, they're probably already planning for games of like the PS7. Like that's how far out.
I'm surprised
like
Miyazaki's already working on that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's just it's a phenomenon. So there's a couple things that make this work. One, just in the video game world, number one is From Software. From Software are literally the darlings of the video game industry right now.
True.
They're the darlings, right? And then next to Naughty Dog, I'll take that back. Next to Naughty Dog, From and Naughty Dog are like the darlings of the video game industry. You could argue Bethesda, but I don't think Bethesda releases things quite to the level that From and
Bethesda's fallen from grace a little bit.
Yeah, they've gone quite lazy with like how they've done
Blizzard.
things recently.
I think from a okay, so I guess I can word it this way. You guys can agree or post your comments or chime in on it. I think from the standpoint is with From Software, you're going to get a core mechanic game that is built around gameplay.
Yes.
And you're going to get a quality game that revolves around gameplay. Whereas something like Naughty Dog.
Zan, were you okay?
My curtain fell down.
Oh, okay.
So I have to fix that tonight.
Are you haunted?
No, but it scared the shit out of me.
No, you were like, ugh. Okay. And then, so From is you're going to get a core game of the year. You're going to get a AAA game in terms of gameplay and quality gameplay and controls and all of that stuff. Where I think with Naughty Dog, you are going to get a game of the year in the sense of it's going to be cinematic. It's going to be an experience. It's going to be almost it's something you're going to get immersed in terms of storytelling.
Think with Naughty Dog, their directive changed like from more gameplay to more story because of The Last of Us.
Right.
That was their like turning point, and that's what like made them like thrive more for cinematic masterpiece games. That's why Uncharted 4 looked really freaking good when that released, and it was like cutscenes.
Yeah. So at least in my opinion, those two are the darlings of the video game industry now. Bethesda's arguable. I don't think Bethesda carries the same weight that they did, and it's definitely not Ubisoft anymore.
Unless Starfield actually does bring them back into the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
So we have From Software. That's number one. We have one of the darlings of the video game industry releasing a new game that's From Software. That's hype level number one, right? Hype component one. Number two, we have George R.R. Martin coming fresh off of Game of Thrones, working on this thing, and he has his name tied into it.
He does.
That's pulp culture ingredient number one.
As soon as they saw from the writing talents of George R.R. Martin, I was like, hello. Okay.
And then the game gets released, and now everyone's talking about it to the level of people at the water cooler at work talking about my son's playing this game called Elden Ring. Or I keep hearing about this game that George R.R. Martin worked on called Elden Ring. I'm going to go grab a PlayStation and play it, or I'm going to, play it on my computer or whatever. And it reached this pop culture status of being in major news outlets. We're not talking game outlets. We're talking like, news at 7, Channel 5 news at 7 or whatever, like major mainstream publications talking about this game. That's the pop culture component number two. And that just shoots it to the stratosphere. Once it's in pop culture, people gravitate and go on and grab onto it. And then it sells copies.
Yeah. It's so think it was 12 million copies of it by June.
It's an
total,
insane amount of
platforms.
copies.
So that's like within 4 months, it's all 12 million copies.
Right. And for someone like me who's not a big fan or not necessarily the best fan of From Software games, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I think they're extremely difficult or whatever. But I can see the method behind all the madness. And this is probably the one From game that kept me going through most of it. I still didn't finish it. I still didn't even beat, what's her name? I didn't even beat Margaret yet. You know.
What, the first boss?
Margaret.
I thought you were about to say
God
Melina.
dang it, Margaret.
Oh, to be fair, me and Zen did encourage you to play it because we were playing it at the time and we were like, you gotta try it.
Yeah.
But here's what I did though. Like I said, we had a whole discussion about this on one of the pods where I actually sat down, dedicated hours of time to it, and I got what the point was. Like I got it and I understood it. And
because the game is so deep, and if you're someone that that can't really get behind like the difficulty, it actually like inspired you to go off and explore, find like hidden items, see enemies that you can probably defeat, get a really cool weapon, and then once you're ready to use it, then all of a sudden, oh, this is a game changer. Hey, I found this really cool armor set. Yes, it makes things a bit better, but at least it looks really pretty now.
Fashion souls.
It was just like I haven't played a game that like that I thoroughly enjoyed so very much as Elden Ring, where I just got immersed, sucked into it, despite how difficult it may have been, for frustrating. Like I would forget about all that because you just go around in all these different areas and you're just wow, from everything from like where you start when you first open the doors to like how gruesome Kayla is, to like all the northern areas, and just it was just gorgeous.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, incredible looking game. I will give them everything of that. But I will say, and in full honesty, this game's not for everybody. If you are one of those people that want to play a game and you want to be told what to do and where to go, and hear the story that they're telling you, this game is not for you. If you're one of those people that likes to go into a game, get lost, and do things your own way, the way you want it to, and make your own decisions throughout the whole course of the game and see what happens, this is the perfect game for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not everyone is that person. There's like I said, there's a lot of people that will gravitate towards something like The Last of Us because it tells you where to go, what to do, and then you're just getting immersed in the experience and, you're going through the story, like watching a movie. You're playing a movie. Elden Ring is not that. But I can, like I said, I became a believer because after playing it for hours like I did, I understood the concept of, the game is what you make it, and the reward is actually dying, and then succeeding. That is the reward of the game. That is the advancement. And go ahead.
And the actual like rewards, like yes, there is just the emotional reward of, hey, that was really difficult, I made it. What I love so much, and why I love this more than say games like Breath of the Wild, is when you overcame a challenge, you were thoroughly rewarded with whatever runes to like go up like whatever levels you want. Because like the very first time you beat Margaret, you're like, that is a shit ton of runes. Oh my god, think about what I could do with this. And then like other places, you're rewarded with a really cool weapon that you're probably going to be using for like half the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's purpose. There is depth. There is just so many different things you can do. If you just spend the time and just go and explore. And I loved it.
Right. And the idea of like, I think like when I talked about this, whereas like I tried to speed through everything and just avoid the situations. And then I came to a point where I realized I was vastly underleveled, and the beauty in the game's design is like, no. You have to go back and do that because that's the only way you're going to get strong enough to do this.
Yep.
It's actually really brilliant design where you think you've escaped the trouble, but it's like, no. You're going to go back and you're going to you got to earn it. It's basically telling you got to earn this shit. Go back.
Yes.
And it's brilliant in design just by doing that. It's
God, I
special.
want
It's
DLC so bad.
You what?
I want DLC so bad. I want to go back and
Same.
playing.
I'm
Please.
hoping they will announce DLC maybe on the 1 year anniversary.
See, I don't
of the
want
game's
it.
Release.
I
I
don't-
do.
I don't want it. I think this game is as crazy as there's no perfect game, right? But as crazy as it's going to sound, I think this game, for what it is, I think this game is perfect as it is.
It is, but I think there is some areas in the game that you haven't obviously been to yet, but there's like some areas in the game that I think DLC would actually benefit more. There's
Okay.
two
like,
areas.
There's some like unexplained things,
Yeah.
like in certain kinds of quests and certain kind of characters. You're like, well, what happened to this person?
Yeah.
What happened with this? And then they spoke about like some area, like I'm not sure if this is a place that I've actually been able to visit yet. So like you might think that it is fine on its own, but it's built up the game to where it sounds like, but wait, there's more.
Yep. And the lore
Believe it or
also
not.
like will just like with the lore kind of like adds more to it, but I feel like a better way to explain the lore even further is to like do it through DLC content. And I'm not gonna say the two locations where I think DLC will be great to start off from, but it's just like I know there's two places in my mind that I can think of where DLC will be great to start off from if they do DLC to Elden Ring, honestly.
So here's the question then. Here's the question while we wind this part of the whole discussion down here. Do we do Elden Ring 2, or do we take the components that made Elden Ring completely successful, what it is, and slap them into a different shell?
I think the second one. I think we don't need an Elden Ring sequel. I think what they could do with Elden Ring's core components, they could take that and finite it into maybe like either a similar Souls-like game, or they could even let's say fuck it and make an entire brand new IP altogether.
Right.
Yeah, I'm okay for a brand new IP, but you know what? In the meantime, bring on 1 or 2 waves of DLC. Let's fucking go.
Because that's the interesting question here. Is now this company has reached a level to where it's like, what do we do? Do we give the people what they want and quote unquote sell out by doing an Elden Ring 2 because it's Elden Ring, it's the second one, it'll sell? Or do we stay to our principles, take these components, and then throw them in a different shell and make a different game?
So something I know about Miyazaki is that he hates doing sequels.
That's good.
He doesn't like sequels at all, because Dark Souls kind of ruined sequels for him when he did Dark Souls 2 and it didn't really pan out very well. Right. He did Dark Souls 3 as an apology for Dark Souls 2 and how it turned out. But he is not a kind of person that does sequels, even though a lot of people do want Bloodborne 2, and there is the Bloodborne community do want it. Miyazaki is not the kind of person that likes doing like sequels to games, except for Armored Core,
which is what we know is coming. So we're not getting an Elden Ring follow-up or Dark Souls follow-up or anything like that in the next year.
We're not getting a Souls game probably for a good 5 years, maybe, I'd say at least.
And we'll all be old men by the time that happens.
Yeah, because he's basically From Software have peaked with Elden Ring, with the From Software genre, with the Soulsborne genre, and now they're going back to their roots with Armored Core, basically. That's what they're kind of doing right now, which is quite nice to see.
Well, I will say that it's well deserved. It literally is something special. This is a game. This is the type of game we get once in a blue moon. We haven't seen anything like this since Breath of the Wild.
Agreed.
So, it's well deserved. Congrats to them. They deserve it. They earned it. It is literally, like I said, the game for as it is right now, I think is perfect the way it is. Is it a perfect game? No, but for what it is perfect in what they were trying to do. So
it is like the peak of Soulsborne gaming.
It's literally everything they've been working towards for a decade or whatever and getting here. And that's literally what the result is. And it's okay with me. So congrats to them. To wind it down here, we're going to go look at this last category, and that is the best or the most anticipated.
Which I think, which one won that one?
Well, we have our list here. So here's what we've got. we have Final Fantasy 16. We have Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4 Reboot, Starfield, and then we have Tears of the Kingdom, which is the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
The winner of that category is obviously it's Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I voted for that.
It's literally the most anticipated game of the next year, and we're only 2 months away?
4 months
June.
away.
What was it?
Was it May?
I think it's June, actually.
It is. Hang on a minute.
Oh, wasn't it? I thought it was March.
I thought it was May.
Tears of the Kingdom release date. The release date for that is
May. Yeah.
Actually, sorry.
12th
Yeah,
of May.
May 12th.
May 12th. Okay, so it's not March. Okay, so it's May. So we got time.
No, because March
It's
is
March.
March is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Survivor.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the other one that's on my radar. So, okay, so here we go. So the winner was Tears of the Kingdom. So now here's the thing here is this is the Zelda Breath of the Wild esque sequel. From what we saw in the trailers and stuff like that, I don't see the new component that makes it a unique Zelda game.
They're not showing much. Let's put it like that with this new game.
They're very tight-lipped.
Being very vague. I don't know if they did the same thing with the first game because
actually no, because Breath of the Wild, they showed they were relatively tight-lipped on like a lot of things, but mostly outside of the Great Plateau. Like they actually had like game demos and everything like that. Like, hey, look at this, craft your own adventure kind of Zelda, yada yada, and they show like some like the outside places. So like we do like a bunch of Breath of the Wild, but we also heard chatter that like this new Zelda game might be a kind of game where he can just go straight to Ganon, because I remember that before the game came out.
Yeah, you can go straight to Ganon. You ain't gonna get far, but
yeah. Well, actually, I like you can see people like speedrun, and I've actually have attempted myself, but it's very fucking hard.
Yeah.
But for Tears of the Kingdom, there's literally nothing. There's not going to be a playable demo. Like I don't even know if we're going to get like a new trailer or anything like that. But
hopefully,
we shall see. I think if anything, it'll be like, hey, we're about 2 months out.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get like a trailer dropping in March.
Don't Nintendo normally do like a full-on actual direct at the start of the year, like in February or something? Don't they normally do that? Yeah.
Yeah. But when was the very
November?
The last direct I think was November. I think the end of the year direct.
The question to ask is, did they do a Breath of the Wild the direct?
Wait, yeah, they did.
They did, I think. But this one, there was a Nintendo Direct last year, and it was on February 9th.
Yes.
So they could have about
show something.
Maybe just a month?
Yeah, maybe.
Or they could just do a Pokemon and say, fuck it, we're doing our own Direct.
Oh, God. So, yeah, that's the obvious thing here. So there's a couple of interesting ones. I'm excited for Final Fantasy 16. It looks like it's going back to core Final Fantasy, like, concepts with medieval and lore and wizards and shit like of that sort. It's like core Final Fantasy stuff. It looks like it's going back to.
The gods look pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks great. I'm excited for that. Resident Evil 4, I'm actually really, really excited to play the 4 reboot.
Yeah. I've now finally played the original game, and I loved it. It's in my top 3 now for Resident Evil games.
It's a unique one. I started playing through it, and I'm like, okay, I get it. It's a unique one, and it's damn good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so I'm looking forward to the remake coming out in March. I'm definitely getting it.
Yeah, that's the one that's in March. Okay. So that's the one I'll grab in March. And then we have Starfield, and I don't know how I feel about Starfield yet.
We've not seen much from Starfield. That's the problem. Just a little like one trailer and then a few little bits and pieces here and there, and that's it. So we can't really like say anything about it until we see more.
I feel like it's going to be one of those situations of
it's going to be Skyrim in space.
Yeah, and then it's just going to fizzle. I feel like Starfield's going to wet fart. I'm sorry. It's going to just...
It could do. We'll see.
And then...
I don't have any faith in Bethesda.
This one's interesting, and I don't necessarily like the fact that I'm talking about this right now, but it's in the list here. So the Hogwarts Legacy thing, there's a lot of controversy going around the Hogwarts Legacy thing right now with J.K. Rowling and all her nonsense, and I don't support it and I don't agree with it and all that stuff. But that's not stopping the fan base from playing this game. If you're looking at Steam, it's already
the fan base is like still there. You can see it. It's still like a lot. It's I don't know. It's like it's just. I guess if they want to get it, they will get it. I will not be supporting that game though whatsoever.
And that's a choice that we all individually can make, and we can decide, hey, we're not doing this, and that's the choice I made. I'm not going to do it. No. But there's a lot of people, especially like on our group and stuff that grew up with Harry Potter and love it very, very much, and they will probably play it. And you know what?
Can't stop them. It's their money. If they want to do it. I will not though.
Right. And I get it. And I think the important thing I'm trying to get with this thing here is like, I don't think it's fair to judge the people that do want to go and play it.
No, I guess not. It's just.
Does it feel wrong? Yes. But if someone wants to go and play it and enjoy it and experience, being in a Hogwarts school or whatever, let them be. I don't want to go throwing tomatoes and onions at people that just wanted to play a video game, And to be fair, there's probably a whole multitude of these people purchasing that game that have no idea what's going on with J.K. Rowling.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to know, really, because of how much she opens her mouth all the time. But
that's the thing, though. There's a whole subset of people. Hannah's one of them that doesn't sit on Twitter, and wouldn't know about this stuff if it, came out, and they're just like, oh, there's a game about Hogwarts, I'm in.
I know that woman with what she said and done has killed my love for the franchise, and I don't want to support anything related.
And I've made the same decision. I haven't paid a dime for anything out of her camp. And I just think it's the more we sit there and get vocal about telling people to not do something is when they go and they're going to do it.
I've seen so many freaking tweets like that where like people are saying don't buy it, and then a lot of them say me on my way to get the collector's edition of the game just to spite these people. I'm like,
yeah, there's definitely that group of people.
You're not owning anyone with that. You're just basically sending more money to like the turf's face. So
yeah. So it's like, it's not good. I don't think she's as as good as. I don't think she's a good person. I think she's just she needs to shut her damn mouth. But I guess the point of this whole thing is it's one of the most anticipated games of the year. We're not, no matter how much we open our mouth and what we can say and what we can do, we're not stopping this train. It's coming.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. I guess we'll see how the game does in February when it comes out.
The numbers are already showing it. The numbers are already showing it. It's not stopping.
Yeah, but my attitude is it could be like Cyberpunk, and then it has a lot of pre-order, but then the game ends up running like crap and everything like that, and it could get a lot of refunds because of that.
That's possible. That's a distinct possibility. I guess the whole idea is this game's going to get released. It's already sold a multitude of copies. There's not going to be much we can do about it. I think the whole point of what I'm getting at here is we just need to respect the people that chose to play it. And
if they want to play,
if they want to,
I just refuse to just talk about it because I just like the less I talk about,
and I'm with you.
I'm with you. Stain, the better.
I think it's just one of those things like
games that I'm excited about, and they're going to get my full attention.
Right.
I'm really excited for, even though it's not one of the most anticipated games, but I'm excited for Fire Emblem Engage that comes out later this month. Actually,
which one is it?
From now,
Fire Emblem Pepsi.
Fire Emblem Engage.
Is this the full on Fire Emblem, or is this one of the tile ones?
Yeah, it's a full on Fire Emblem. It's the first one since Three Houses.
The characters are literally Pepsi colored.
Yeah, and it actually looks like it goes back to a lot of Fire Emblem things, which is more like a rock paper scissors style combat with where like you, instead of being stuck into school and then having to do all these things where I'm gonna romance my students. This is definitely legal. And
wasn't Fire Emblem Three Houses just basically chess but horny?
No.
What?
So, Dill, I don't know.
Dill, you're on one today, dude.
I watched a video on Fire Emblem with like this guy called Brian David Gilbert, and he was seriously like described like Fire Emblem fairy houses like that.
Yeah. So pretty much from the engaged, it goes back to like different areas not being like secluded and just like one area around the school. So I'm really excited about it. If like they're releasing like a whole bunch of like details and not like that, like graphically and style wise, it looks fucking gorgeous. Like a great, like nothing wrong with like the last style of Fire Emblem Three Houses, but like this like style, like vibrant, like there's actually grass on the fucking ground as opposed to Three Houses, which is weird. So I'm excited for him. I love me some RPGs.
So we've got so I think the next big thing is March, right? So Fire Emblem is this month. March we have the Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor, Resident Evil 4 remake. The Last of Us Part 1 comes to the PC.
Yep.
Right. I'm not getting burned on $60 again.
Again, Eric.
Again. Nope. Not doing it.
Oh yeah. Another game that I'm looking forward to in May that comes out about 2 weeks after Tears of the Kingdom, the new Suicide Squad game, Kill Justice League. That's made by Rocksteady, who made the Arkham series.
Leshki's here, guys. She said the awkward moment. I forgot it was Saturday.
Hi, Leshki.
Hi, Leshki.
Leshki, we love you. Happy New Year.
A good one.
You know what, Leshki, we accounted for you over. We figured, you've got some pretty important things on your mind right now, so we were like, we'll let her do her thing.
Yeah.
But so yeah, on that note, we'll close out here. What are your gaming goals this year? This is a question for you guys. What are your gaming goals this year? What are we trying to get done?
Mainly for me is just trying to get games done that have been on my backlog for like 2+ years. I'm trying to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla finished. I've returned to that game recently.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to see if I can try. I'm hoping to see if I can try and beat that game. And also, I finally returned to my playthrough of Pokemon Emerald Kaizo. I'm hoping that I can try and see if I can beat that game because it is notoriously known as one of the hardest Pokemon games ever to be created by the fan base.
Oh my god.
So yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I've already I've made progress in it, but I'm at like the 4th gym and I've had 4 attempts so far. And the 4th one was the closest that I've had that come to being able to beat it. So, but yeah. That's what I'm hoping for this year. Just to try and play a lot of the games I want to play. I kind of want to go through a saga where I want to play a bunch of modified Pokemon games this year instead of the normal mainline games and just see what they're like. I got a plan to finish Emerald Kaizo. I want to play Storm Silver. I want to possibly go out to the other Kaizo games like Blue Kaizo and Crystal Kaizo. That kind of stuff.
What is your goal? What are your gaming goals this year, Zenith, that are not speed run or what are you gonna do with the game for yourself?
Well, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because I was actually just practicing speedrunning Super Mario 64, and I actually set a new PB yesterday of 26 minutes and 37 seconds exactly.
Damn. Okay. Oh, okay. I take that as speedrun. I'm talking about your randomizers and also what are your gaming goals for you to do yourself? What do you want to get done?
Zen, that you're gonna play that are not speedruns and not randomizers?
Well, in my own time, I plan on once I'm done my Flamingo challenge, I actually plan on having a full-on just normal playthrough because it's kind of weird. I'm catching all these Pokemon and I can't use them. It's oh wow, you look like a fleshy dildo thing. Sorry, I can't add you to the party. So I'm sticking with my pink birds. And then when I've done that, I'll do a normal playthrough. But I also definitely plan on sinking my teeth into Witcher.
Hey, you're gonna do it, huh?
I didn't want to do that. Fire Emblem Engage, I'm also playing that. Gonna be playing that on my own time. Other than that, I'm not quite sure, but maybe trying out new multiplayer games and perhaps maybe doing more like retro kind of local multiplayer co-op games, but via Parsec. Because because like there's just something really really fun about playing like say like Donkey Kong Country or Zelda Four Swords.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard
Like
about
doing
that.
stuff like that, but locally with your friends online. Just but not, even if they're like on the other side of the world.
I think
So
I'm gonna do it this year, boys. I think we're gonna finish Kingdom Hearts.
Yay!
It's been a long time coming, and it's been a
You're gonna do the
love-hate.
whole trilogy?
Oh, no.
I think we're gonna do it. I've
the whole
sat there
trilogy?
and I'm almost done with the
Wait.
first game. Every now and then
Are
I'll
you gonna-
throw it on for
I-
20 minutes.
I'm curious. Are you gonna go through all of them or just the
No.
three?
I'm not doing dream drop nonsense.
Do
And
not do that approach, because holy crap, Chain of Memories was like the worst experience I've ever had.
I'm not gonna do like Kingdom Hearts 3 Hyper Mega Remix,
Drop.
collector's edition, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna play the core 3 games.
Right. Okay.
After this podcast, I'm gonna have my own kind of dream drop, if you know what I'm saying.
But like, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm almost done with the first game. I think we're gonna power through it. I'm gonna go see what the 3 things are about, and I'm gonna put that behind me. Another
Erik,
thing,
you're not alone in this.
Are you
You're
gonna
not
go for it?
alone in this? But I'll be trying the randomizer for it.
Okay.
Oh, the Kingdom Hearts randomizer. That should be fun.
Yeah. Fucking that stupid fucking jungle music. Oh my god.
All the water levels.
Right.
Oh god, the water.
Oh,
levels.
the water level
Oh,
was anus too.
God.
But we're gonna do it. We're gonna get through them. I think I'm gonna go for it. And I think
PTSD.
I want to get to Toy Story. I want to see Toy Story. Like,
Oh, the Toy Story one's so fun. And like the
Yeah.
ending is so good to that one. I loved like how Woody was like in that. It was great.
that's what I'm gonna get to. So like Kingdom Hearts is one of those ones. I'd also like to do a good chunk of the OG Final Fantasies. I'd like to go get the pixel remasters and start making my way through those. And really finish those out. Another one I would like to finish this year is God, what was it? What was it on top of my head? Crap, I forgot. But yeah, definitely want to do the Kingdom Hearts thing. The Final Fantasy thing I want to get done. I would like to get through Elden Ring. I would like to finish Elden Ring, and
If you need any advice, Erik, you know where we are.
put it behind me. But I think I'm going to do it. And then
Actually, like we could actually play together technically because the co-op is available on there.
oh shit, maybe we'll make that happen.
Yeah.
We'll make that happen.
Because I can bust out my strength build or my samurai build and we can go nuts.
So
And
that's
I'll just be here alone on my PS4.
Oh,
we
yeah, 'cause
got
we're on
we got to
PC,
get you
aren't we?
we got to get you a PS5 or a new PC, my dude. What can we do to help you?
I don't know. I'm struggling to afford food as it is.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Do we need the Good People Media Patreon here to
Mm.
fire that up and get at least copies?
We
of stuff?
need to start selling merchandise. We need to get some
No,
of those back
no.
scratchers.
No.
I'm actually tempted to do the back scratchers.
Oh yes, do it.
It'd just be one of those ridiculous
I'll
gag gifts.
massage your back
Yeah.
But
for $30.
so that's the thing. Well, we'll get the whole PC tuned up for you. We'll get a little something new in there, and won't be the RTX 4590 36 whatever top of the
Good
line thing, but we'll
Lord.
get you something to get Elden Ring running. Or something like a PS5 whatever. But we'll make something happen. We gotta do something for you, Zenith. You're such a dedicated team member and a member of this family. We gotta make something happen.
No. I'm allergic to kindness.
I will scour the recycle bins. But I definitely, the month of May will probably be all Zelda.
Yeah, I'll probably be playing that. I've already replayed Breath of the Wild. What was that? Either 2020 or 2021. I replayed it with the DLC content, so I'm prepared.
That actually reminds me. So obviously, like this is the only podcast for the month. What day are we coming back?
Which is what I was just going to get into here while we close out. So, everyone, thanks for listening us, the past couple hours here. We're going to go ahead and do some administrative stuff here. So this will be the only podcast this month, which I know is a rough way to start off the new year, but I got a wedding to go to. So what we are going to do, we will do the calendar here. If I'm looking at the calendar right now, this will be the only one for the month.
Mm-hmm.
I think there will be a good people with Erik and Hannah on the 28th. So we will come back here on what would be the 4th of February.
Okay.
That should work out right if I do the math correct. Because we were usually first and third week. And then the other show is the second and fourth week.
Yeah.
So we should be back on the 4th of February. So we can mark our calendars for that guy. And then we'll have a whole, I don't know if we'll have a whole multitude of stuff. News will probably obviously be back into the swing of things and, start getting some fresh news in here, and we'll kind of be back to the regularly scheduled program. Again, administrative stuff, Hannah and Leshki will be in and out throughout the course of the, the half of the year here while they, go into motherhood and stuff like that. But Hannah and I have game plans. We're going to try and bring people in, Morgan has been invited and Pao has been invited to chime in a little bit on stuff. So we'll do that. The other thing I've decided to do this year is I'm going to learn a whole new video editing platform.
Which one?
I think I'm going to go learn DaVinci Resolve.
That's a new one.
I've actually never heard of that one.
Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve is kind of the one that all the YouTubers and independent houses and stuff are switching to. Because one, it's free.
Oh.
It's actually a free platform, and it's an incredibly powerful platform. So if you want to look up DaVinci Resolve, it's by Blackmagic. Incredibly powerful piece of software. Yeah, it's an incredibly powerful piece of software. It's currently free, and it does a lot of the stuff that Adobe Premiere does. Part of the reasoning is Adobe's just killing me with pricing.
Yeah,
don't blame him. Like
Adobe's,
Blackmagic, they're the guys that did one of the earlier capture cards, and they're like top of the line before we got Elgato.
Right. In some cases, I think Blackmagic still make more top tier cards, but they're marketed more towards a whole different industry versus the streamer industry.
They know that they got shoved out of the capture card
consumer. Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure they still do their own stuff. They just don't do. They're focusing on other things. So this is just perfect for them.
Right. So I want to get into, using DaVinci Resolve and stuff and, kind of get out of Adobe's grasp on everything. Cause $20 a month is, it's a lot. $240 a year.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of feeling it a little bit where I'm like, why am I doing this when I can learn this one for free and get the same stuff done? You know what I mean? So that's kind of that's a game plan, and then but definitely want to keep more on top of everything this year because I really want to start working together and we can start coming up with game plans and stuff. We can try a merch thing. We can try really building this up and grow the family here and really send 2023 off into the stratosphere and really make stuff happen. Hey, maybe we'll even get invited to some of these game shows.
That'd be nice.
Zenith, tell us about this. I'd be like, it's ass.
It's pretty. I do actually think I want to try and travel more this year as well. Because,
really? Where do you want to head?
I'm seeing what TwitchCon decides to do to see what they get up to, but I don't know.
There's some rumblings that it's going to be in a different location this year.
Yeah, I think the Europe one's supposed to be in Paris or something.
That would be so badass.
So I wouldn't mind going to that just to go to Paris and see what France is like. And then honestly, Erik, I kind of want to see you.
Aww.
Yeah.
That made me all warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Synchronized aw.
Yeah, whether it's going to TwitchCon or just coming to just see you, I just want to kind of come over and see you because I haven't really seen you in over 5 years.
We got to get you to Disneyland.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Get you to Disneyland. I gave you the quick run of the Hollywood.
You did. We had a nice quick, what was it, 3 hours, I think?
Day and a half of actual sightseeing, and then we were at TwitchCon. Yeah, dude, if you want to do it, dude, we got space here. Pao is here, and we'll treat you right. We'll take you to some of the good
We'll
eatings.
see what we can do. We'll organize something.
We'll go get you a good actual real hot dog.
Yeah,
that's cooked on a grill. Dill's gonna get his hands on an actual LA street dog, and he's gonna be he'll be like, what the fuck have I been doing?
If I faint from
Yeah.
overwhelming flavor, then you know it's good.
They're gonna
He's
throw
get
them
the meat
peppers on
sweats.
there, dude. They're gonna throw them peppers on there, and then it's
Peppers.
bacon wrapped.
Mm.
Yeah.
How
Well,
dare
if
you?
I
Don't
can,
eat the street dogs. How dare you?
Well, if I can figure myself out and get my, personal things in order, then maybe I can, embark on that quest as well.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys
Don't
down
worry.
there.
I guarantee you, after the whole debacle that Southwest went through and all that kind of stuff, flights are going to be dirt cheap. They're going to be begging you to fly. So
That's it. That's I guess the only issue really, because like with the UK out of the European Union, I think flights even to Europe from here are expensive now.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I guess I'll find out.
Mhm.
On that note, everybody, I can't wait to see you. If you guys come, like I said, there's a floor right
Fingers
here
crossed.
for you.
We'll
And
see
then,
what happens
Yeah,
during this
fingers
year.
crossed.
I'm going to try to get them to send me to Canada. Be like, hey guys, there's
I wouldn't mind going to Canada as well.
there's a printer broken in the east coast of Canada. I think I need to go fix it. Give me $5,000 to go fix a $100 printer. We'll
I'll
figure
make
it
you a
out.
cocktail while you're doing that.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. On that note, we will see you on the 4th. Thanks again for coming around. Thanks for starting the new year off great for us. We appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are fantastic. You can find this on twitch.tv. You can find this on YouTube under Good Friends, Good Games. And you can find us on your podcast listening of choice. If you are in the chat here right now, you can do exclamation point social media, and that should give you all the goodies to the link tree where you can get all that information. So there you go. I've been Eric. We got Dill. We got Zenith. And we're your Good Friends, Good Games. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.